dead before I said let's fight.
No, that's impossible.
By the way,
BT Dubs is BTW. I'm gonna bust you up. Nope, I'm not coming down. Where am I? Help!
milk.
Chance got $5.
The champ got 5 on it.
Back where it came from.
Go back where it came.
Ah, here we go. Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
Oh, I tried to go in jump low. Don't for me.
Wow. One live, you coward. Oh, no. I should have done that.
Beautiful. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the First to 50 podcast, episode 27. Right, Meshi?
Yeah, the big 2-7.
Big 27. We're almost to 30, like our age. This is a podcast where we talk about video games, movies, anime, I guess nerdy news.
Yeah,
Yeah,
things we care about.
yeah, on a weekly basis. Yeah, I do a little streaming on the side. Kind of fun if you want to watch me do stuff live, or you can just watch my videos on my actual channel that I'll link down below. Anyways, we're gonna start out with some news, Meshi. We got some big news.
Oh, yeah, what's that news?
It's Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is downscaling their online features. They just released a character and they said we're cutting back on what you could do online.
Well, there's two of them, right? There's the Fantasy Versus and then the one they did before, or are they doing it for both games?
Well, I have no idea.
Oh, fair enough.
So
How do you
take that for
release a
what you will.
character and then just can all the features? What?
Yeah, so this maybe is maybe this is the old game. I haven't dabbled in that world in a long time. I've been playing a lot of fighting games. That's one I didn't go back to. I did kind of want to play Wilderness, but I just never got around to it. And I don't know if I will, considering I might have a new love in fighting games. So that's happening. So I guess I'll get into my week. Scum might be making more bad financial decisions.
Oh no.
I've been spending some money on myself. I'm very frugal as a person. I buy protein and I work. That's kind of what happens.
You also buy family-sized meals for one.
And they last me an entire meal. But Reika came in the mail, the shotgun version. She was, she's still in the box. She's hanging out. I love Gantz. The entire collection of Gantz is now in my possession. The volumes came, and yeah, we completed our Gantz Omnibus collection. I have the entire original series, and then I went ahead and bought the Omnibus for Gantz G just so I could have all the Omnibuses next to each other. And I don't want to have 3 volumes next to like the fat ones, right? Like the skinny one, you want to look
Right.
uniform.
Yeah, for all the people that come over.
They're for me, Meshi. They're not for anybody else. They're for me. But speaking of bad financial decisions, there's an Ada Wong figure coming out with her RE6 design.
Oh no.
My wallet might be cooked.
How many statue-esque down payments are you at right now? 4?
If I did this one, it would be 3.
Oh, okay.
Because I've got a down payment on Freyna, and I've got a down payment on another Journey statue. I bookmarked that one, and I might pull the trigger. I might not. I don't know. It's. Other than that, I just saw that today, and I said, my wallet said, and that happened. But I guess the other news is they announced Alex for Street Fighter 6. Or not announced it. They showed off his gameplay finally.
Yeah.
I can't play the music because I feel like I'd get copyright,
Oh,
whatever.
100%. Yeah.
They got Jam Project to do his song. It's kind of amazing. AKA the band who did, the One Punch Man original opening for season 1. Jam Project. They do tons of music. They're really trying to push Alex and Meshi. I'll be honest. It's kind of working for me. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. He looks fun. He's got a prowler stance where he gets down like on all like on things. He's got a bunch of follow-ups. A lot of takedown stuff. He just looks cool. I really like his new design. He actually looks better in game than he does in the art, which is kind of surprising because most Street Fighter 6 stuff is just kind of ugly in game, and the art looks really cool. And you're like, why didn't it look like that? But I think Alex looks better here than he does in his like promo art, where we'll see at the end of the trailer.
Well, it seems that the Street Fighter, whatever engine they're using, does big muscular men better than it does women.
Maybe they've shifted their priorities.
Yeah.
It's the little things. I definitely will be using the new costume. Like, I get the overalls and the classic design, and people have an affinity for it. Because if you don't know, Alex is just Street Fighter version of Hulk Hogan. That's who he's based off of.
Right.
And I know people like this costume a lot. It's just overalls that he hasn't pulled up. So I don't know. For me, I don't really care about this design. Well, look at him just ragdolling.
I mean,
those
those are
super?
pretty. That's really good. So is he a grappler or?
Yeah, he's a grappler.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you call him like a little bit of a bruiser because he's got like flash chop and stuff. But his main thing is he wants to grapple you. And then look at his post face, super just.
Oh God, no! Watching it, help me.
So I'm really excited for him. He looks really cool. And then of course everyone's freaking out about this. I don't know if you know about the wrestler Kenny Omega. They're paying some homage to him with these grapples here, and this is his like finisher, the one-winged angel. It's kind of awesome, and he did all the mocap. So Kenny Omega is a Japanese wrestler guy. Really cool. Yeah, and I don't know. It has me excited. Sea Viper didn't really do much for me. And honestly, she's kind of too technical for me to like play on a regular basis. But Alex looks really cool. I'm really interested to see what they do with Ingrid next. I don't know when she is. I think she's like later on this year or something. It's gonna be a while. But Alex is coming, so that's big exciting. We like to see it. And I guess we'll get into the rest of what I did with my week, Meshi. Guess what I did?
Wow, you ate 2 pizzas by yourself. I don't fucking.
Close. 3 appetizers and an 18-inch pizza. But we hop back into playing Strive. I
Sorry, I wasn't expecting this video when you played it.
It's so for some reason I'm like, you know what? I want to get Vanguard rank. So I just hopped into rank, and this is what it felt like. So I'm Diamond 3 now. So I fought my way through Diamond 1 and 2, and I've gotten to Diamond 3. So I have one more rank I have to fill up the Diamond 3 bar, and then I'm Vanguard. I have to talk to the kids, Meshi. The amount of rage quitting is obscene. um, I always play the sets out. This is what I do. Even if it's a loss, it's kind of like, okay, well, I need to learn something about the person I'm fighting and why I'm losing. The kids will get steamrolled by me, and if they don't immediately leave, they queue up for the next one, and if I am about to beat them, they just alt F4. It was literally like 5 opponents in a row that it happened, and it's making the climb like 3 times as long. I think I'm gonna have to get a screen, like, if on my way up to Vanguard, I think I'm gonna start taking screenshots of every single time I got a connection opponent error, and we're gonna keep track of how many it takes to get to Vanguard. But it's been fun. I noticed something with me playing fighting games. I'm very much a reaction person, where I kind of wait for the opponent to screw up, and I either punish or make a read on a habit they do and punish them. But I'm playing Millia to kind of get my brain in the space of, okay, let me fight and get my offense and just steamroll over them. And maybe I'll be able to carry that over to other fighting games that I play. Because if you don't know, Meshi, you can always learn stuff about fighting games, like by playing different ones. You can improve in different skill sets and whatnot. But it's been a fun return to form. Because this is this is my Strive character. This is who I played for season 1 till I quit the game when Happy Chaos came out.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty beneficial in my regard, because I don't think kids are used to seeing the season 1 stuff that I'm doing, because they're so used to what people do nowadays, because a lot of playstyle is very cookie cutter. I'm doing a lot of stuff, and I don't think people are ready for it. They're like, did that guy put out heavy disc fast fall into Mirage cross up for 50 meter? Why would he do that? So I see a lot of like confusion, being like, did he just do that? And it works every time. I need to get a montage of me doing it and people just eating the hit every single time and not blocking it. Anyways, that's been my Strive experience. It's been, the netcode's pretty fine for the most part. It's just the amount of rage quitting I was not ready for. It's absurd.
Who was the last character they released? Was it Lucy?
I think it was Lucy. Yeah.
And they still got another round, right?
Yeah, they got 2 more characters, I believe. We're waiting to hear literally anything.
Gotcha.
I assume that's probably going to be Evo Japan. So the thing is, okay, so they've been working on Marvel Tokon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And they canned the next Guilty Gear game.
I do remember that, yeah.
So they're going to extend this game's life a little bit longer, which is kind of sad. This game was literally like their selling point to companies and IPs, to be like, hey, we can make anime look pretty. Give us your IP and we'll make a fighting game out of it. That's kind of what Strive was. And it worked. Because they, got to sell around their Red Engine and stuff and, do the stuff that they did. But I think they got the Marvel contract, and then they're like, oh, well, we're going to put all of our eggs into this basket, and the next Guilty Gear, yeah, that ain't it, Chief. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm curious if they're going to stick to doing other IPs, or if they're maybe going to resurrect BlazBlue, or if they're just going to... I don't know. It's...
They're going to ride that Marvel train, baby.
It's feeling like that's what's going to happen. I hope, as from what I'm hearing, people are not happy with Tokon. It's kind of slow. Yeah, it's very strange, because they're making a 4v4 fighter, right? And I use that term
Right.
very loosely because you start out with a character and then you have to unlock your other characters. And every time you call an assist, the game stops. There's a freeze of letting everybody know, hey, someone called an assist in. um,
That's not good.
yeah, because you think about those games, you think about Marvel 3, it's bullshit. It's a bullshit Kasoge game where it's just people are throwing stuff out and then they get the touch and then they kill you with a combo, right?
Right,
it's
yeah.
it's
You got
chaotic,
the
it's hectic.
touch.
This is trying to like tone all of that down, and I don't know if that's what that crowd wants from a fighting game. I don't think they want their game. I don't think they want Marvel 3 to be strivified, if that makes sense. So
But isn't
we'll
Strive
see.
really fast?
Compared to Rev 2, no.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Because everyone's glued to the floor, and only some characters have like multiple air dashes, and the move is very restricted. There's a whole Strive rant, but
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like health wise, like 2-tap damage, death.
no. I just meant in terms of just character
Like
movement. They're
actual
just
playment.
toning
Gotcha.
down Marvel for regular people to play. And I don't think Marvel Hyper Fighter people want that
Wants
in their
that.
game, you
Gotcha.
know.
Okay.
So I
Yeah, that
hope they
makes
don't
more
miss the
sense.
mark. I want it to be cool. Storm looks amazing. It's cold outside, it's snowing. I could use a cup of hot chocolate, you know?
Yeah. And she's just sitting there like, I could just change the weather. No, 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 no.
No, baby, slow down.
Down. This is cuddling weather.
You know? I knitted this blanket for us. I took up crocheting for this moment. Why is the sun out? um, I guess we'll continue on with my fighting game fiesta. I feel as though our podcast name comes from fighting games, so I had to pick up the torch and I had to start running again. Meshi, I have a new main in City of the Wolves, and his name is Mr. Big. I've played this character for one day. I adore him. I have so much fun with him. um he's so endearing. He doesn't have a real anti-air, which kind of stinks. But his moves have so much personality. And he's so fun. I've made an Eggman skin for him with the the color creator thing, which I love. More fighting games need it.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I agree with that one. Yeah.
he's so much fun. I just didn't expect to like fall in love with a character so quickly. I love Mr. Big. He's so fun. So we're gonna play Mr. Big until Blue Mary comes out for sure.
And
Eh,
did you try using his counter for anti-airing them? Or
no,
is it just
Meshi, I didn't
ground
think about
moves?
that. You know, uh, I was too busy focusing landing command grabs and whiff punishing with far heavy punch. Maybe I could try that, Meshi. You might be onto something. We'll
Well,
tune back in, and we'll see if the high counter maybe can work as an anti-air. You might be cooking with a little bit of bacon. I didn't think about that.
you
Um,
gotta think outside the box with Mr. Big.
that's what I'm saying, because Mr. Big does what Mr. Big likes, and I got addicted to the command grab super. um,
I gotta stop doing this.
I
Continues to
really,
do it.
it's too addictive. We did get some rage quits. I got about like what, maybe like, or not even rage quits. It was a one and done, and just kind
Yeah.
of left. They got bodied and just kind of left immediately. I don't think we got any plug poles, which
No, just bad network connection.
yeah, which I was fine with. The player base is essentially doubled on Steam at least. So I'm glad to see people are hopping back in and giving the game a shot. Apparently the top tiers didn't get their ankles broken enough, so it's looking like the menaces of the game are still there. I think they've tried to reduce the set play by removing hard knockdowns off of things. Um, but I'm only an Iron Wolf 2 or 3 right now with Mr. Big, with playing him for like an hour or two in ranked. But I'm having fun. It's great. I'm a wild wolf again, Meshy, and it feels good.
You mean you're a big wild wolf?
I'm a big wild wolf. Are you here to fight too? Sucks for the both of us. Oh man, I can't just say how much SNK, beautiful job. Because I'm okay, I won't lie, Meshy. I thought they wasted a character slot. I was like, Mr. Big is like a 94 OG like boss character. Who really cares besides someone like me? Did y'all kind of waste a character spot on this? And I'm playing him, I'm like, no, they made the right call. Even if it's just me who cares. Um I hope there's a whole new player base of Mr. Big players because he's a player.
Well, you'll never find that.
Yeah. Well, I never did have a mirror match, did I? We
No, you
played a lot
didn't.
of Jae-hoon, which is Kim's son. We played a lot of him. Played Mai. Um, I kind of stopped paying attention to my opponents because I was so focused on Mr. Big.
Yeah, you're so focused on trying to grab them with that damn super.
It's really fun, and even the regular command grab, because what he essentially does, he's got these sticks. He picks you up and he pokes you in the stomach while you're in the air, and he won't let you drop. He's like, oh, it's awesome. He juggles you. It's great. But on the main channel, youtube.com _ at wait, hold on. youtube.com at B _ SKUM. I have a full playthrough of Uncharted Drake's Fortune. I almost said Uncharted again. I have not played this game since I got it on PlayStation 3, like 16 years ago or something. I forgot how long it's been.
And I've never
I
played it, so
I had fun with it back then. It was kind of just a like turn your brain off, watch the cutscenes, and kind of just like go through the game and shoot stuff and whatnot.
yeah, you're there for the character interaction.
I feel like I enjoyed this game and had more of an appreciation for it now than I did back then. I had a really fun time playing this game. And there's not an excuse for bad like voice acting in video games, Meshy. The people they got for this, they did great. I loved everybody's performance and whatnot. I feel like I'm a capital G gamer, Meshy, because I just bought this game hook, line, and sinker for all like the voice acting and the story and whatnot. You know how much I don't care about any of that, really.
Yeah.
They got me, Meshy. They got me. And maybe he was watching all the Indiana Jones movies and like coming back to it. I had so much fun with this game. It was hilarious. The combat ended up being really challenging at certain points. Like I was in death hallways and like churches and just having to like throw wave after wave of my own Nathan Drake at them trying to kill them. So it was I didn't expect to struggle as much as I did playing Uncharted Drake's Fortune. But I had fun and watched the full playthrough. I'll probably be playing 2 pretty soon. I have to find a way to get the second one running on my legitimate PS3. But high praises, Bishy. High praises. I think maybe this year I'm gonna enjoy playing video games more.
Oh, you've been doing it so far with your fighting game montage.
Now that the copyright strike is off of my YouTube account, maybe I can make playthrough
I
videos
can
and actually get some views
finally
on them.
smile now.
That sounds like a load of barnacle. So yeah, if there's a video game that you'd like to see me play, let me know. I'm all ears right now because right now, spoilers. I'm trying out another. What would you call it, Meshy? What
Well,
genre of
yeah,
video
another
games?
genre. Yeah, kind of in the similar boat, right?
they're kind of Indiana Jones-esque movies. It might involve a nice lady whose name rhymes with Moramoft.
Yeah, yeah.
Did they buy it?
They definitely bought it.
Other than that, the last thing that we'll transition over to the exciting end of the podcast week. Me and Meshi and Yatra played Fortnite. There is a South Park update. And Meshi, we just kind of cleaned house one night. How many Victory Royales did we get? Like 3?
Yeah, we got 3 that night.
We're taking care of business. It was great. I should have just pulled up the clips and made a montage so I could just watch me clutch it out over and over again. It was great.
Yeah, you should have.
Me and you electrified a bus and killed a guy inside. It was great.
Yeah, we did.
He blew up so hard. Very limited power. And blew that guy the fuck up. It was great. Having fun. I didn't think in 2026 that I would be like, yeah, I want to have fun and I want to play Fortnite. How many years has Fortnite been out?
Oh, geez, it's been quite a while. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm
almost 10
saying. Like,
years.
I think I just stopped giving a damn, and I'm allowing myself to have fun in my old age. It's kind of great.
Oh, 2017, almost 10 years.
For some reason, I thought it was older.
I know, right? But then I look back, then I go, oh, 10 years, that's old. And then I realize that 2017 is almost 10 years ago. And it's like, the panic starts setting in.
But I will say I do like the stick of truth mechanic.
Oh, yeah, that shit fucking forces some real bullshit at
Yeah,
the end there.
it's just finally like when you get to a certain point, it's like, no, everybody converge and start fighting. I'm so sick of people just like running away. Especially, we even accidentally started playing build mode and we got like 3rd or 4th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were taking care of business. Like the kids can't keep up with these old men. It's crazy. But essentially, what happens is a certain point on the map happens, and you run to it, and you activate the stick of truth. I don't know if you get any buffs or anything, but it just makes everybody converge onto a very small point at a rapid pace. It's just like everybody get in and fight, and it feels good. It's like, thank God, just let's get this over. Not get this over with, but like let's fight. That's the fun part. Yeah, let's shoot at each other, eat cheesy poofs, and shoot each other with electric guns and stuff and have fun. And I get to play as Toji, so I don't really care. I've been having fun. How do you feel about it, Meshi?
No, it's a good time. I never really expected to actually enjoy Fortnite, but it's a good time with your friends.
Yeah. Shocker. Wow, playing video games with friends can be fun. And I can't blame you anymore for anything, Meshi. It's up to me to clutch things out.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I've been telling you that for years, secretly in Morse code.
I'm just waiting for the day that Meshi just finally just is like, come on, scum, work with me.
Lock in.
Something. He's just like, I'm just happy to be here. Oh, no, did I do something bad again?
I hope Scum didn't see that.
Stares at you.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's a fun time, though. But let's get to the exciting part of the podcast, Meshi. What'd you do with your week?
Oh, fuck all. Next part. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Pause. Time out. I thought he finally did it. Puffed out his chest and said, fuck you. But he was actually just said, fuck off. Next part. Never mind. I thought he was finally trying to tell me off with some gusto. Never mind.
No. It'll be
Be
it'll be a
rude, Meshy.
whimper. It won't be a bang. Um.
Whoa, what's my mic on?
Yeah.
Oh, so what'd you play this
Oh
week,
man.
Meshy?
I gotta start. Hold on. Okay, so you know when you do the intro to this,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, and you're like quiet on set, and I don't say anything. I try not to. Can they hear me? Like I don't know
Yes.
if you you mute both of us, so you're just saying quiet on set to confuse me.
No, they can hear you,
Oh, they can hear
not
me.
me.
They
I'm
okay.
capturing my desktop audio. I don't have it split out into like, to take Discord out of it because that's just too much hassle. So they can
Okay.
hear everything you say, but they can't hear me.
Okay. Because holy crap, when you played it and then you walked off into your goddamn kitchen, and I'm over here trying to be quiet, and all I hear is ice being shoveled around and like coughing, but like drink
I
being poured. I'm
need
like,
my
God,
drink, Meshy.
it's fine. It's just like, why do I have to be quiet, you jackass? I'm over here trying to bite my lip. Um.
All
Anyway,
because I
so
snapped at him one time because he kept talking and kept talking. We're like, Messi, stop talking. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Shut up! I don't even know what episode that was. I wonder
I
if I
don't
cut
either.
it out or not.
Probably not. We don't cut anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I continued my playthrough of Dishonored 2. Um oh man, this is not it is not a hard game. Oh, that's not really fair. I feel like part of the fun in like a stealth game is like setting your own rules,
Uh-huh.
if that makes sense. Cuz like it's like, okay, if I get caught, do I start over or do I murder everybody? Or is this the level where I'm finally not going to kill anybody except the guy that I really wanted? And then like a guard sees you at the corner of his eye and you're like, fuck, and you just stab him in the head and you're like, okay, I won't kill anybody else. And
Any
like three
more people?
people and like three more guards like round the corner and you're like, oh god damn it. And you just start like murdering and then
It
you've killed
cuts
the
to
whole
you
town.
shoving more bodies in the closet, trying to close the door. Not another
Exactly.
one.
Where do y'all keep coming from? Yeah, so a lot of my enjoyment from this, I guess from stealth games in general, is just kind of like just kind of like setting a rule initially. Not even like a rule, a challenge, I will say. Because if you go like murder hobo in this game, it's really easy.
Oh, I
It's
see.
it's a very easy game. Um,
Go
well,
on.
I guess I should say if you go stealth murder hobo in this game, it's very easy. If you're just like I jump out in the middle of everybody, you're gonna fucking die very
Oh,
easily. Um,
very good.
so you kind of make your own. You have to make your own fun in this video game, but no, it's enjoyable. The powers make it all customizable. The levels in Dishonored 2 are a lot more elaborate. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot more elaborate, but there's a lot more like things that could catch you off guard, or the levels are quite a lot bigger, so there's a lot more ways to do things. And um I'm discovering like environmental effects that I didn't ever, when I played this game however many years ago it was, I don't want to know, ago, that you could do. Like there's steam pipes that you can burst and like cause like huge distractions, which I never knew until I accidentally hit one and got blasted in the face with a bunch of steam. It's like ah! So
It's older
I'm
than Fortnite.
yeah, that sounds about right. Um, so it's just been a nice revisit of a stealth game because I haven't played a lot of stealth games since. Honest, would you count Batman, the Batman series, as a stealth
Yeah.
game?
Arkham, yeah,
Yeah,
because you're
yeah,
sneaking
it
around,
kind of
perching
is.
people. You
Yeah,
can. You impose your own rules, or you could jump out to everybody. and start
It just
punching
beat the
people
shit
with
out of
your
them. Yeah.
overgrown arm, which is really
Yeah.
funny.
Ah,
Just
I
the
love
one
those games.
though, just the one.
Just the one.
Because I don't know if you know about that, right, Meshi?
No. What are you
After the
talking about?
first game where he gets the first injection of the Bane stuff, every subsequent game, his arm is the one where he got the injection is larger than his other arm.
Oh, I didn't. Is that on purpose or?
Yeah, yeah, for lore because he got the stuff in that arm.
I
So
did
when you
not
go
know
back to
that.
visit the Arkham games, check him out in like City and the other ones. His other arm is bigger.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
I saw a YouTube short about it.
Oh,
I
okay.
immediately thought of you.
I just thought because you work out that you instantly were like, that guy's other arm is, there must be something up.
Something going on there.
That muscle density doesn't make
Well,
sense.
extra definition. Are you on the sauce? What's going on, Bruce?
Yeah, but no, enjoyable.
So
Uh,
are you gonna beat Dishonored 2, Meshi? How many weeks is it gonna take?
um, probably one more. I don't play too much of it. Um,
Well, I expect a full report. I need a full playthrough analysis of, all right, I beat the game and these are my final thoughts on it. I need to hear the
yeah, that's
Meshi
fair.
review.
Yeah, it's what what is that food guy that you like so much, but only for the intro? The the food review or whatever it's called.
Oh, report of the week.
Report of the
Running on empty food reviews.
That's it.
And then I
You
turn off
just
the video because I just need to hear that.
yeah, you just need to hear that part.
Oh, we're gonna have to.
What else did I play this week?
How dare you shuffle the cue cards with that, like without my consent? That's
Well,
crazy. What else
apologize, I
did you do
didn't.
this week, Mitch? I'm just kidding. Whenever you're ready to go on, you can tell us about what you did with the rest of your week.
Yeah, so the pre-patch for WoW is out. So it's got all the new talent changes, and it's got the new class in it. Um,
Wait,
it
who's the new
doesn't have
class?
it. Well, I guess it's not a new class. It's more of a new spec. They added a new spec to Demon Hunter, which is like a void version of them. Because you know how
Oh,
they're like
okay.
all fell, so
Yeah, yeah.
they added a void into this one. So now they have 3 specs, and it's a range DPS class that I haven't finished leveling yet. So I can't say whether or not I like it. As of right
Initial
now,
impressions.
it's the first impressions, which is like I think it's level 60, so I got like 20-ish more levels to go. Leveling as this spec is god awful.
Oh,
Um,
fair enough.
it's there's so much stuff that you need in the talent tree to make it the class or the
To
spec, I
have it
guess.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, to have it work. Because like now that I'm getting further down, it's like, okay, I'm seeing the pieces that this class will be, but right now it's just like it's awful. Like its survivability is terrible. You like go, oh wow, I killed that guy really quick, and then the proceeding is like, oh fuck, why is this guy not dying really quick?
Judo chop.
The judo um it's I could see it when it's finished. I can see it as I could see it as somebody's range class that they would play if they really like void stuff. It's not the range class that I would play. Like its play style is not something I would be very much interested in because it's very much a build a meter, transform into your void demon form, and then try and stay in it as long as possible. And it's relatively easy to do, but eventually you time out, and then you go through that whole process of build up and then spend and then build up and spend. So it's not my bang. The visuals are cool. I like the void. They've got like some cosmic scythe looking thing that they pull out and slash people with it.
Harvest your soul.
Yeah. It's weird to me to give Demon Hunters a range spec.
Hmm.
Um, like it makes sense if you were like, okay, well they only have 2 specs, so this would be perfect to give them. And yeah, Demon Hunters, they feed on Fel and then they use that power themselves. So it kind of makes sense to be like, okay, these are the guys that are like, we're embracing the void. This is the class that we give this to. I get it. It just didn't. It's a when you're like the demon hunter and then you watch them and they're like, oh, the guys that dash around with these giant glaives and like shoot laser beams and then like throw glaives everywhere, and then you give them like a caster spec and they're no longer using their glaives at all.
You're like,
It's kind of like,
seems a little
huh?
out of place.
It doesn't feel like it fits.
Yeah.
But you know, not my class. I don't give a fuck.
So you're level up. So Meshi, what class are you going into playing through the expansion with?
Uh,
Who are you
it's
maining?
it's probably gonna be Rhett again. Um, they trimmed a lot of fat with
This
this
guy. Put up my
pre-patch.
seal and auto attack. Well, okay, Meshi, don't get too exciting on me now.
It's not classic.
I have
There's
Crusader Strike. You shut your whore mouth.
yeah, I have Crusader Strike, I have Blade of Justice, I have Final Verdict. I could go on. um yeah, they trimmed a lot of fat for a lot of classes, which for the most part I'm kind of happy with because a lot of the stuff that they trimmed, they either like built into the abilities themselves or they made them or they just made everything else better and took away they took away the niche thing that you're like, I hate using this button, and they either took that away and made everything else better or they added it to another ability which you would have used in conjunction with that ability anyway. So like the invoker that I play, which is the range class that I like, you would always shoot out a an ability that increases the damage they take by like 20% for like 4 seconds, and then you would do your hard hitting spell. Now, instead of having to push 2 buttons, it will shoot the hard hitting spell will also shoot that 20%. So there's a lot of like quality of life stuff that got changed. I haven't played all the specs, so I don't know if people are like, oh no, they made this worse or they made this better. But I know they made some classes feel a little bit better. Uh, I'm okay with the ret changes so far. I haven't played it too much to be like, yeah, this sucks.
Well,
It
what are the
just doesn't.
changes? Give me a little taste of something. What's the WoW design team doing, Meshi?
Um. So for ret, they combined Judgment and Hammer of Wrath into one
Wait, in Hammer
ability.
of Wrath the CC, or did they change that later on?
That's the execution hammer. Is Hammer of Wrath. You're thinking of Hammer of Justice, which is the stun.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Go on. Sorry.
Um, yeah, so they combine those into one ability. So now you gain access to Hammer of. So basically, Judgment transforms into Hammer of Wrath when you Avenging Wrath, which is the wings cooldown.
He's
Um,
got wings.
yeah. So and then the hammer gets like 2.5 times bigger when you throw it when it can hammer a brass. So it's just a giant glowing hammer. Yeah, so you're just like whoosh. So that kind of looks cool. I don't know how I feel about it because it's like tied to Avenging Wrath. And usually if everything gets tied into a cooldown, it's like, well, outside of that cooldown, I suck. But the thing about Ret is that they made their cooldowns a lot their uptime on their cooldown is now a lot shorter. Like a lot. So you could do it one of two ways. You can either have your wings every 30 seconds for I think it's 11 seconds. Or you can have your wings every minute for like 20 seconds. So
So you're dealing with either 20% or 20 seconds of downtime, or like 40 seconds of downtime.
yeah,
And
and
yeah.
there's benefits to both because if you go the way that it's not if you go the 30-second way, you lose access to other talents that buff it if you were to go the other direction. So it's kind of like, do I want more burst or do I want more uptime? And it just depends on the situation that you're in. So it's nicer because you gain access to Avenging Wrath a lot more.
Mhm.
So your in between damage ability, which used to be god awful, like basically if you didn't have wings, you were worthless. Now it's just kind of like, oh, just a few more seconds, baby, you going down.
You go down, baby.
Have
He's
a run. It's
he's got wings.
um yeah, so it'll be interesting. This is probably the first pre-patch that I've felt like stuff has changed, but stuff hasn't changed. Like in Dragonflight, they did all the new talents. So that was very, you were like, oh wow, all these new talents to try out.
Mhm.
And in War Within, they did hero talents, which is just another hero tree that gives you access to abilities and stuff like that. So it's like, ah, sweet, new hero things to try out. And then now in this one, they're like, all right, we trimmed it and made it simpler and combined a bunch of abilities. And you're like, well, it still plays the same way. It's just a little bit easier. I don't really have anything to do right now until the pre-patch event happens. Except, if you really invested in that new demon hunter spec, and then, kind of play that.
So, what all is there currently to do in the pre-patch? Like, what is the incentive to stick with playing the game rather than wait until March for the release?
Um so right now there's leveling up your demon hunter spec or playing
Hmm.
that. And then there's going to be a pre-patch event, which they always do that. Or no, the pre-expansion event. I think it starts this Tuesday. I don't know what it is. I haven't looked into it. So that's basically what it is preparing your character for March. Or if you by midnight now, you can have early access to building your house.
Oh
Um,
yes, the finally WoW has a build your own hobbit hole, as you will.
yeah. And I've seen some people are so creative. I'm not. I fucking my house is gonna be like, yeah, I put a bookshelf over there. I guess they call it a breakfast nook because that's where I eat my breakfast. And then I walk outside in the neighborhood and it's like, wow, that guy made a unicorn out of his plot. It's like I built an entire sink that looks like the night elf home world. And it's like, oh, yeah, everyone's just a little bit
And
more creative.
Meshi's house is going to be stocked, but because he cannot be
Mm.
fucked. That's what I'm saying, baby. I got no time for that, baby. I got a 99 parts. I don't got time to be building my own little fake home. Is it instanced? How do you get a plot of land to make a house?
So basically, they're called neighborhoods. They
Uh-huh.
are kind of instanced, but there's like a lot. Like the island is pretty big. There's a lot of areas and a lot of plots that people can pick from. And you can leave a neighborhood and take your house with you and go to a different neighborhood, or you could join like a guild only
Is
neighborhood.
is there guild or is there house sharding going on?
Yeah, but essentially, yeah. So
Oh,
there's
that
only
was a
like
joke.
yeah.
My
So
neighbors
like,
keep changing around me.
well,
Who are you people?
that part won't change. Like they won't
Okay.
update. So like once you're in a neighborhood, that's your neighborhood unless you're like I want to be in a different neighborhood. So either join a guild neighborhood or like
Yeah, and that's got to be
you
the
change the
default,
neighborhood.
right? Is going to
Yeah.
be guild neighborhoods, I assume. Unless you're lonely, like 90% of the WoW player base who doesn't have friends to play with,
Yeah.
then
They're just like they're like, hi, started a guild neighborhood. Walk outside, nobody's here. Oh right, I'm a guild of one. Oh God, why?
they're my neighbors. Mr. Rogers, howdy there, neighbor. There's going to be a guy who RPs as fucking
Oh
Mr.
my
Rogers.
God, yes there is. I want him in my neighborhood. Um
Okay.
just because it just be really fucking funny to walk out to Mr. Rogers and a guy trying so hard and desperate to like role play as him and just
Sweater and everything, and he's got a Google Doc of things to copy and paste into the chat thing, and he's like, if they just stick around for about 2 to 3 minutes, I can get through where are they going?
why are you leaving? Smell my roses. Don't you want to see my choo-choo train?
All right, Meshi, so you're talking to a classic WoW legend, a vanilla specialist, a man
Yeah.
amongst boys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Wait a
yeah,
minute.
yeah.
You know, the Wrath Baby came in, and all, people picked up their Gold Lewis, aka the Paladin. They're like, wow, I'm a good WoW player. It's like, oh my god, they're getting carried by Paladin being buff too much in this expansion. Whatever, it's fine. Um Not personally attacking the person across the table from me, but sell me, Meshi. What would bring sell me a classic player on why would I download Midnight and hop back into WoW?
Oh fuck.
This expansion's coming out, Meshi. You've got the new talent trees, you've got the Demon Hunter spec. Sell me on it, Meshi. My
Okay.
veins right here. I'm looking to tap. I'm
Well,
looking for the excuse.
what class do you like?
Back in the
Like
day, they used to fear me in Stranglethorn Vale. As I would tactical nuke the back of gnomes with a fucking dagger and ambush. In my fucking tier 2 fucking set and my Perdition's blade. BAM!
those poor gnomes.
Yeah, fuck them. Halflings. For Sylvanas, my queen.
I see.
Oh. So I like, okay, so when I first played Vanilla WoW, I first started out as a Night Elf Rogue. I did play Alliance. I started out, and then my friends stopped playing because we were in like 6th grade and everybody didn't have $15 to spend. So I was by myself, and I was like, well, I like Horde better anyways. Fuck them. And I went undead. And that was pretty much my career. I stopped because I think I hit high school, or we're going into high school, and I just didn't bother with Burning Crusade. I came back for Wrath because I had friends playing it, and then I started raiding ICC as a druid, a Tauren druid. I went resto because I was like, well, I want to get raiding quickly. What is the most needed thing in the world? And at the time, most people want to play DPS. I don't know if that's still the case.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, I could probably get in as a healer because I'm competent. I have 2 thumbs and I can heal. So I went resto druid. And eventually I stopped because I was busy with music. And then Classic WoW got released, and I was playing with a couple of people who were a little mentally deficient, and I said, "Hold up. If they're going to keep playing this game with me, I have to get them across the finish line to 60. I will pocket heal them while they're questing."
Oh my god. Okay.
So okay, I'll tell the story because we're talking about WoW.
Yeah.
So I tried to get the guy I was playing with. I was trying to get him to play Classic WoW because he was a retail enthusiast. He's always played every new WoW thing that came out. It's something he used to do with his dad, and he just likes playing WoW. Not to like, he doesn't mythic raid. He doesn't. What's the dungeon stuff? Mythic keys or whatever.
Yeah, the keys. You just call
Yeah,
them keys.
he doesn't do any of that. He levels and then he just kind of does stuff, and then he'll do like battlegrounds or something, and he just likes WoW.
Yeah, just
Uh,
like hanging
I
out.
I tried to get him. I was like, hey, let's play Classic WoW. It's out. It's free with your subscription. Come play an old man's game. And we made some undead. We got to level 8, and he's like, man, this kind of sucks. I'm kind of bored. I was like, no, we're about to take out the Scarlet regime over here. You didn't read the quest text? Oh. All right, it's fine. We can just go transmog run this week for Nixia and try to get tier 1 again or something, I guess. And then we rolled Alliance because he came back again. And he was like, I'll try to get his Alliance. I saw a funny video. I want to try playing Classic WoW Alliance. So we leveled up to about 20, and I went into Stormwind, and I saw a priest with the tier 2 helmet and benediction on their back. And I was like, fuck. I want that. And he said, whatever, man. We're level 20. We'll get there eventually. He logs out. I stay awake, and I level 1 to 20 in the same night.
Gosh.
He logs on, and I'm on a new character. He's like, wait, what happened? He's like, I didn't sleep. I leveled up to 20. Let's keep leveling. Because I forgot. I think I was running. I think I rolled a Resto Druid, and Resto Druids aren't like great in Classic, and I wanted to keep him alive, so I rolled Priest, and I got him all the way to 60. And we actually ran raids. We did ZG. We did Molten Core. We started Blackwing Lair, and then my guild fell apart because, guild leaders link up with another guild and like, oh, well, we'll take the good people from our guild and we'll fold in, because that always works out great, doesn't it?
Yeah, it always fucking works out great.
But I got some 99 parses under my belt. I set the standard for healing on multiple encounters in Blackwing Lair. Kind of a big deal. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So that was it, Meshi. I played Rogue. I've played Druid. I've played Priest. I'm a bit of an arms enthusiast, but it's always come down to like Fury with Titan's Grip ends up being like the thing, and arms doesn't get the love it deserves. Anyways.
Yeah.
Sell me, Meshi.
I don't think I can.
I thought you were gonna be like, here's $5. You got me.
Not. I don't know. If you like it, because like with WoW, there's only like 3 things to do, which is either you're raiding, you're dungeoning, or you're doing the solo stuff. There's not much in between, other than like leveling of characters and whatnot. So if you had like a group of like 5 people, or maybe just enough to overwrite the 2 pugs that you got, I would say that doing like the keystone stuff is probably worth it to be anyway. That's kind of what I like to do, because it's doesn't take as long as raiding usually, unless your team is fucking god awful. You could still get quality gear every week from it, and it's challenging but not impossible in most situations. And then there's unique buffs every week. Some of them are god awful, but they've changed a lot of them so that the god awful ones aren't really there anymore. And then every season they introduce like some old dungeons that were never you may have liked in the past, and then they kind of update them to fit the new kind of system.
Upper Blackrock Spire?
Not yet. They haven't done that one yet.
You missed your shot again. I put you in the corner of the post. I passed you the ball, and you were looking for the 3-point, and you hit the guy selling concessions.
Fuck that guy.
I like how I was like, Selby, Meshi, this is what I played. And you're like, well, there's things called keystones that are fun, and rating's a thing. I was like, yes, I know these things are in the game, Meshi. Is there anything fun with Rogue? priest, druid.
Right. You're right. Ru- I don't know. See, the problem is that you've asked me about classes that I don't play. Rogue has gotten better. I know that
Which
they
one though? If it's the blunderbuss pirate one, I don't care because that's not the rogue I grew up with. I wanted to be an undead ninja thing, not a fucking pirate.
all three of them have
Okay,
gotten better
so what?
because
So what are the three?
there's assassination, which is the venom
That girl
that
is
poisons and stuff.
poison, poison.
There's the combat, which you don't like because it's the pirate themed and they have guns and stuff.
Ugh.
And then there's subtlety, which is the stealth and like
Another
constantly,
personnel, kid.
yeah,
Whoosh. Yeah.
constantly vanishing, teleporting around, stabbing people in the back, kind of
Take
stuff.
that, Gojo. I'm not
Yeah.
salty.
um, and like they've had so many fucking buttons and so many buffs to maintain and like 3 different bars because they're going in and out of stealth and each one has its own bar and it's just like it was a nightmare to play. Like you had to be some level of autistic to play that class.
Is that what's going on in like BFA and stuff?
I think so, right around there. They kind of they got worse in Dragonflight with the amount of buttons, and then they kind of fixed them this time around, and they made it a lot better. And it's gotten simpler to play, but simpler in a way that's like, okay, now I can actually try this class. As before, it was just like, there's too much going on. I fucking hate
Bro, because I
everything.
remember, I remember it was either during BFA or what was the expansion we don't talk about?
Shadowlands.
At a certain point, there was a point where you had to like look out for multiple different procs to happen, and based off of the procs that were a random fucking chance, you had to then route your fucking bread and butter based upon what ended up procking at that point, and there was like multiple fucking things that would
Yeah.
it fried my brain, Meshy. I was like, I can't. What? What happened to build the points and to spend them on this, and then you build the points and then you spend them on this?
Yeah. they're more in line with that now.
See, that's all you had to
than the
say.
old system.
That's all you had to say. It's like rogue or scum. Rogues are simpler now. Remember when you built up 5 points and you spent it on this and built them up again and spent it on this the second time? Now you're in there.
Yeah. I honestly always took you for a warrior man. I didn't think about
Oh
rogue.
no! I was outside of Ironforge fighting warriors in full prot with the wrath set on and the giant fucking shield from BWL, having to expose armor just to get my fucking backstabs to hit, and then fucking re-stealth and distract while I blinded them so I could get another rotation in to stun lock them again, trying to do damage. I And then most warriors in classic were always fucking Fury because that's how you cranked up the most damage. I did try out Fury at a certain point when we were going into the classic version of Burning Crusade. I built up a whole warrior and I was going to try that out. But then everyone else was like stupid and they needed a competent healer. So I had to pick up back my benediction that I got. You know, kind of a big deal, Meshy. I don't know if you've ever done the benediction quest line. Kind of difficult. Kind of difficult.
Well, no, I don't blame
I
you.
would love to see Meshy with his pompousness, like come back and like do the benediction quest line that he has to do solo without like the druid cheese that you could do. I would love to see him try to complete that quest by himself. That would like bring me joy.
Is that in classic? Do you have to be a priest to do it? I'm guessing you have to be a
Yeah.
priest, right?
Yeah, you have to be a
Oh
priest.
man.
You have to get a drop from. You have to get the eye from. I think Molten Core. You have to get a drop, and then you have to go on the quest line, and then you have to do the quest solo. And you're having to like heal. Like I think I have a whole video on it. I don't know if I made it private or not. Of when I actually completed the quest finally. Oh, it felt so good because that staff is so cool. It's like Meshi. Essentially, it is the equivalent of the Ashbringer, but for priests.
Yeah, I'm looking at stats right now.
Because you
Jesus
can
Christ.
swap it in and out of forms, right? Because if you're Shadow Priest, you get to go to the Shadow form of it that looks cool, and it was just a cool staff. It was really like the class identity like lied in that weapon, and like if you did that and you're walking around with it, like, oh wow, that guy did the quest. He's in a raid team. He got the drop, and he did the quest. Crazy.
That's interesting. It's interesting because I didn't know this weapon existed back in Classic.
Mhm.
So that's neat because I only ever hear about the well, I guess the Ashbringer. Oh, that would have been next Ramus. So I only hear about like the Ashbringer or the Ragnaros's hammer and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Or
Hammerack. Hand of
Wind
Rag.
Fury. I've never heard anyone talk about this weapon.
Oh, it was everything, man. Oh, it was everything. It sparkled when you ran. Ah, man, it was propped on the back of my night elf priest with the nice cheeks. She was a nice lady. She did her job real good. I was somebody, Messi. I was a 99 parser, for God's sake. I was a legend in the streets. They didn't know about me.
Oh, well, that guy's got benediction. Nerd.
And the tier 2 helm. Oh, shit, boy. I was flexing on them so heavy. Ah, I love the priest tier 2 set. It's absolutely gorgeous. Got the teal blue and the stuff, man. Tell me a priest, Messi. Come on, what's going on over there?
I don't know anything about him.
We're gonna get into why I'm pressing Messi so hard because I'm pushing on him. I'm pushing on him. There's a
Yes.
reason. There's a reason.
Scum's looking for any reason to pay $15 to come back to WoW.
You have no idea. Do you have any other thoughts on this WoW pre-patch, Messi?
Um, I'm I'm interested to see what Midnight brings because right
The
now I don't
floor is
really have.
yours. What are you excited about with Midnight, Messi? What could it
I
bring?
don't know.
Sell me.
So no, like I haven't looked at it for reasons as I
Okay.
find that I am enjoying the WoW expansions more if I don't look into them
You go into them
ahead of
blind.
time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, let me rephrase my oppressive yelling at you.
Okay.
What do you want to see from this expansion? Go.
I finally want to be able to not run around Dalaran. I'd rather be in my own house, sitting in a chair, staring off into space, imitating what I'm doing in real life. Finally. No, I oh man, what? I finally want a reason to keep playing longer than season 1. I don't know if they're gonna be able to deliver that because I doubt they made that much changes, but the delves, which are like the solo dungeons that you could bring a team in with if you really wanted to, kept me playing for a while because they were just kind of like some fun little thing that they all had like 3 variations of them. Like the map didn't change, but what you did in them changed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that kept me playing, and because those were generally fun because they were like solo kind of like adventures, and if you don't have gear, they're kind of a little bit challenging, depending on what spec you are. Some specs they were just a lot easier than others. Um, but I'm hoping that they get better. Usually they get better, fingers crossed, with in the new expansion. So I'm hoping the solo dungeon stuff is good. I haven't looked at any of it. I'm hoping that they're fun and they try and add more like variety to them at what happens inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is that all on your
that's
Santa's wish list? That's it?
yeah, because they've already done the paladin changes. I can't change anything about it. So I mean,
I was like, Beshi, you have a genie and you could wish for anything, and you were like, variations in the solo dungeons.
yeah.
Pass.
Look, I understand a genie's wish. If I accidentally say it incorrectly, everything will go haywire and screw up.
Meshi,
Like,
not everything is a monkey's paw. Sometimes you can look at the heavens and just say, you know what? This is what I'd like.
you know what? This is what I would like. I would like a
Oh,
different movement mechanic for Red Paladins. I'm so tired of the goddamn horse. I hate it. I hate
oh,
the
you're talking about the
horse.
summon horse and you move in for a little bit and then it disappears?
Yeah, it lasts a really long time now. You can get it to get last like 8 seconds. Um,
What would you like to flap the wings and like push off the ground or something? Or
I don't know, like I get the idea of the horse, like oh, a paladin riding in on a horse. I get it. It just doesn't do it for me. Like
because you weren't
back
there
in
in classic Meshi when you had to do the quest line to get it yourself.
well, not that. Well,
Got him.
yeah. God damn it. Every time. Um, but I think it's because like everyone else has like cooler
Cool stuff.
movement
Like you can
effects.
kunai with chain with a rogue, and you can
Yeah, or like a harpoon that pulls you to your target, or you charge at the target, or I think I'm still salty with Mop because in Mop they had teased uh like a sword or something that you threw at the target. You threw it at an area on the ground, and then it would stay there, and then you could push a button, your character would charge to it, and then do like a giant holy AoE explosion kind of thing. Um, and I think I was so excited for that, and then they came out with like the PTR of Mop, and it wasn't there, and they decided, we don't want to do that.
they
And I think,
burnt you.
yeah, and I think I have just held on to that grudge for so long, and they were like, okay, we're gonna give you a movement thing. It's a horse that you ride on, and I was just like, and I want more hands. It's not what I
Yeah,
wanted.
like I've played a little first. I've been playing more First Descendant, and Harris has this cool dive bomb. How cool would it have been to fucking like flap the wings, go into the air, and like have to pick out your zone that you dive bomb with your holy wings into a holy explosion on the ground? That would be so fun.
It'd be so great. I'd be interested to see more wing based shenanigans, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, even like how like you can even think about like holy paladins. I don't know how they function nowadays. Think about like flapping the wings to like reposition along with like flapping out like a dot heal across anyone in a certain path as you reposition to try to get them through the repositioning of the raid mechanic or something, or just little. I'm just spitballing here, just
Yeah,
spitballing. I mean, I always made fun of holy paladins because they were paladins in a dress, and it was kind of funny because that was the best healing stuff that you could be wearing.
this make my ass look big.
All right, all right.
Fuck.
Well, here's hoping that World of Warcraft Midnight delivers on the wishes and hopes of Meshi, who all he wants is a paladin movement mechanic and single player dungeons to be updated. So there's more variety going on. How are you liking the lore?
It's it's I can tell that somebody went in and shot every single one of the Shadowlands people. Um
The damage they did was irrehensible.
yeah,
That was crazy.
oh boy, they did a lot, and they're trying very
So hard.
hard to fix
Undo
a
the
lot of
damage that was done.
yeah, but they know they can't undo it. They could just try and make it better. Or the stuff that they're coming out with trying to make it better. And it's very obvious. They're trying. I could tell in Shadowlands it was very much like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And in like with Dragonfly or was it Dragonflight? Yeah, it must have been Dragonflight. I could tell with like the lore team. I don't know who if they got a new. I don't look into it, They either got a new lore team or someone came in with a bat and hit the guy that was in charge of Shadowlands. He's like, fix it. Um,
Who did they get back? Didn't they get back Metzen?
I think they got back Metzen, yeah, but I didn't know what he did, to be honest.
What all he was in
Yeah,
charge of?
and so I don't know. I've kind of enjoyed it overall. Like, it's definitely not Arthas being a tiny pixel of himself.
A floaty dust.
Yeah, it's got a lot more heart in it, but we'll see. They're at
Okay.
least like fleshing out their villain rather than just being like, "Here's the villain, kill it, we're done."
Okay. So I do have a question.
Yeah.
See if I can get this pulled up correctly. Okay. So actually, I have this.
Yeah.
I own this.
Yeah.
Have we heard it? Has she even been whispered upon?
Yes. So there's a quest
I'm
right
leaning in. Hold on.
now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a quest where you take
Lot of stuff in the back.
one of the half elves, half human, and you go and try and find her because she's that guy's nephew, I think.
Okay.
And you go and talk to her and see what she's doing in the maw.
Uh huh. In the
Um,
mall.
yeah, so she's like rescuing a bunch of she's rescuing all the souls that she puts there, right? So
Retribution. Mm-hmm.
that's yeah, that's her quest. So, and then he's like, "Oh, you need to come back," and I was like, she's not allowed to leave. Well, I mean, like, and no, she basically like turns it down. It's like, no, I'm not. I forget it. She puts it better than I will,
I've
but
got more work to do. I haven't made up for my sins and whatnot.
yeah, she basically gives that speech and says every time that I go anywhere, like it just kind of ends up bad. So you guys can handle it. Like I have work to do here, and that's kind of where it ends off. I truly think she will be back at some point in that expansion, just not right at the beginning. But they're definitely because Midnight, they fix all of Silver Moon and whatnot, and they rebuild like the Windrunner Tower, and all the Windrunner sisters are coming back together. So obviously, the third one is going to show up eventually. What?
Her last name is Windrunners. She's one of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. She's one of them. Yeah,
It can
she
happen.
she will be back eventually.
Okay. Keep hope alive.
Yeah, you keep keeping the hope alive.
All right, this is the reason we're on the thing. Okay, so getting into the stuff that we watched this week.
Financial decisions are like, well, that guy makes good movies, so it doesn't matter if the lore, he'll learn. Plus, he was the cheapest hire, so
Yeah, I know this movie kind of went through like development hell. I'm not sure of all the details. I love how a majority of the revenue came from like China and overseas too.
oh yeah, that's the only reason it was a success, right? It's because China like shot it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, because they love Warcraft. I love Warcraft. Watching this film and kind of like poking fun at it, the nostalgia berries, Messi, they came back and I was like, just wow. They got me hook, line, and sinker. Um, it it hurt. Yeah, it's just yeah, it's just the wrong person for the job. Um, Medivh wasn't great. Khadgar wasn't great.
I
They
think
didn't really give him much to do.
yeah.
Um,
I I remember watching that movie. I
mhm.
probably didn't hate it at the time. I was like probably at that point I was like, okay, it wasn't great, but it wasn't like I absolutely hated it. I think the thing that bothered me the most, because it's the one thing that sticks out in my mind, is is fucking Medivh's staff is like so comically large compared
And
to him wielding it.
yeah, and he's a short, and that's the other thing too. He's a short, small actor guy. So when you think of Medivh, he looks big, especially with his fluffy feather, fucking shoulders and whatnot. And they kind of need to put him on stilts. And that's the other thing. A lot of the armor and stuff, they're trying to go for WoW's look, but it's comically large, so it kind of looks silly on everybody. And he was a
Yeah.
extra bad case because he's a small guy to begin with when he's supposed to be kind of like this kind of, I don't think he's like imposing, but he's kind of like he's got a presence, and that guy's like, "Hello, I have a beard." you know?
Yeah.
And it's just the little things like we're having a secret meeting in Goldshire, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. The little trying to make little callbacks and stuff to it.
And like, wasn't it supposed to be like Lordaeron at the time, not Stormwind?
Um God, they all get, I mean, Stormwind gets like ransacked and like burned down, and they like have to go head north at some point, and then they come back and they liberate it and stuff
Yeah,
like
and
that.
they have to rebuild it during WoW, or leading in, and getting it built back up again, and then they don't pay Van Cleef and the people for rebuilding it. And they're like, "Well, we're gonna build a big boat."
Yeah. With all these cannons on it. It's not
but
functional, but
but
goddamn.
it's like the idea of like switching that around, especially not having it there. And it's like, would people be confused that thinking that it'd be the Undercity? But like that doesn't happen yet.
Yeah. I mean, out of all the things, it being Stormwind versus like Lordaeron or that alliance doing it is probably not as big of a deal, just because people are probably at this point more familiar with it being Stormwind.
Oh, that's
But
yeah, that's okay.
but yeah, they kind of.
And
Yeah.
it was just little things of like the king leaves and be like, "All right, my son, Varian, I can think of no one better to entrust my kingdom to." This little kid, and I wanted so desperately for a kid to have Varian's scarred face, so I just look it up and be like, "I got it, Dad."
Was he in that movie?
Yes, he's the little kid hanging on to the wife,
Oh man, I don't.
and
I
I didn't
don't
remember
remember
him
that at
either,
all.
Meshy. And then I watched the scene, and he's this small little kid with black hair, and he name drops him. I was like, "Oh my god!" I wanted Varian to be like a man since birth, just because he's
Yeah.
the coolest thing that ever happened to the Alliance. And now he's gone, and now you have a crybaby bitch leading you. I hear he's still crying, Meshy. Is he still crying?
Um, he's not crying.
War Within, he tried to hold up his sword and do the Arthas pose, and then he went limp wrist and started crying.
I don't remember the tears, but like he had.
He's breaking down and crying in
Yeah,
front of Thrall. It's
he
pathetic, Meshy.
he has a lot of PTSD.
Oh no, someone
Like,
control me. Man up! Think of Varian, Meshy. Do you think he gave a fuck? PTS
I mean,
who? I don't know her.
Varian
I
was
don't
mind
remember.
controlled at one point, right?
And he man through it. He puffed out his chest.
Yeah, he
Be more
did
like
do
your
that.
dad.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's
because
not
he's a
fair.
man since
Warrior's got
birth.
too many skills to fight that. This guy's a priest.
Oh, that's the other thing. Oh, shut the fuck up. He's the paladin now, apparently. You get to claim him now. He's part of your bag, Meshy. He's in plate armor. That's a fucking paladin if I ever saw one.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you're damn right. What do you mean I was supposed to be you thought I was a warrior person because I'm angry? Is that what you think?
I always thought you'd be more like the guy that like charges in and just like, I'm gonna fucking punch you in the goddamn face.
Look at this
I
guy.
didn't think you'd be
Type.
in the back in a dress being like, I'll heal you.
I had to keep some mentally deficient people alive. I learned to heal them. I healed ICC. Well, you don't talk about my clears
I
in
heal
10
through
and 25, man.
insults.
No, I was a little shithead who was like, "You're still trying to level? I'm raiding weekly, you bitch." Ambush! And I felt good about it because I was a kid. I was like, and I'm gonna
Uh,
fuck your mom. Whatever that means.
yeah, I learned how to translate common myself so I could type it and insult the other race.
Don't lie, Meshi. You already knew how to translate that to begin with.
Oh, could you imagine? I definitely didn't spend hours doing that. Anyway, so what's the next thing?
Little Barry as a kid. I don't know. I just had fun watching the WoW movie and just kind of giggle at some of the decisions made with it. Um,
If you didn't know the lore, but you just knew like, oh, humans fight orc, like, would you have liked it?
no, I still would have enjoyed making fun of it just because it. I mean, Lothar participates in Makura, right?
Yeah.
And he cuts that guy's balls in half.
Oh my god, yeah, he does.
He just literally slides underneath him and cuts his balls. And they're like, and all the orcs are like, respect.
Guy left
He
his
cut him
testicles
butt to
wide
tip,
open.
Meshi.
Yeah,
Butt
he
to
did.
tip.
He fucking butt to tipped him. It was great.
And it was kind of fun seeing the amount of human guys eat it super fucking hard. Like the amount of Willem Dafoe moments of as an orc hammer just boom.
Yeah.
And the other thing I didn't remember was the amount of neck snaps that happened. Like human soldier guys would just get picked up by an orc and just like the main guard guy who's with the king when they're going out on that last little thing to try to save the prisoners of war, right, from getting sacrificed.
Yeah.
His main guy is like fighting his heart out, and then it cuts to him, and he gets grabbed and picked up in the visceral of his neck.
God damn.
Yeah, it was a fun revisit. I'm glad I watched it again. It wasn't great, but it's still impressive the amount of cinematic like stuff that they can like do it with CG. It's still impressive, and that held up really well. Now the people didn't look great in the WoW armor. Oh, and then when Lothar's son eats it on the other side of Medivh's lightning fucking barrier thing.
Yeah.
Because the guy's got the like Lothar cut off that one orc's hand, right?
Yeah.
And he gets it replaced with the metal one. And then Medivh, during the ambush, he separates and like saves, the king and everybody. But the son of Lothar gets trapped on the other side. And Lothar's trying to get through the lightning barrier. And the guy with the metal hand comes up and is like, "Oh, is this your son?" And looks him dead in the eye and fucking balls deep just. Oh, that kid eats it super hard. Anyways, yeah, I just had fun, and I really got the hankering, and I was like, kind of want to play some WoW. It's just funny that it all lined up this way because I didn't know you were playing. I didn't know there was a pre-patch for Midnight going on. But I digress. We'll hop it. This was the World of Warcraft Power Hour. We're gonna hop into our movies and stuff that we watched after the WoW movie. What'd you watch, Meshi? What's this?
And then King Kong just takes one out with a tree.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to like beat the shit out of several others. And they fucking continuously stay within arm's reach of this gorilla or ape or whatever and machine gun at him. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like they're just in the position so that they can die.
They're just within arm's reach.
Yeah. Like, what if we spun around the gorilla with a fucking giant reach, but like kept close to him so he could swat us out of the sky instead of, using our maneuverability and like totally just not being anywhere near him as we shoot bullets at him. But whatever. They get wiped out horrifically. Like, oh my god, so many people die. Which triggers Samuel L. Jackson's vendetta against Kong. Yeah,
Well justified. A lot of people died. A lot of his men
yeah,
killed by a giant ape throwing
yeah,
trees and swatting.
yeah. um, but the man, it then becomes like a jungle survival movie where they're trying to get out, and Samuel Jackson's trying to get to his weapon stash, and they just keep meeting horrific things that are trying to kill them. Um, and some of them die so horrifically, like when they're in the I don't know if you remember the movie, but the bamboo
The
forest,
dude who gets
and
impaled?
yeah, through the mouth by the spider leg, and it's
Oh,
like, oh my god, that's
oh. Yeah, they ate it so hard.
yeah, it's just like I felt so bad for that guy. Oh man. Fucking um when I originally saw this movie in
Mhm,
theaters, I left it going, this movie should have been about because in the beginning they have the World War II pilot, the American pilot and the Japanese pilot crash land on the island. And then they become friends after King Kong basically shows up. They're like, oh shit.
mm,
Um when I left the theater originally years ago, I was like, this movie should have been about them from their perspective,
mhm.
living on that island and trying to get off of it with like King Kong. Watching it again, I don't have that same feeling, but I feel like it would have been a cooler film, but it wouldn't have fit into what they were trying to do with their monster cinematic universe. So I kind
Yeah.
of put that to bed. I was like, no, it would have been a cooler film, but they probably would have fucked it up really horribly. Um John Goodman's in this movie. He plays it. It's always enjoyable to see Goodman. He fucking dies. I didn't remember him dying in this film. He dies horrifically too.
How does John Goodman die?
They're in a sulfur pit that Samuel L. Jackson is like, we have to go through this pit. And the guy that's lived on the island for, 40 whatever years is like, don't go in there. We do not want to go in there for these reasons. And Samuel L. Jackson's like, we're going through there. And he's like, fine, don't listen to the guy that's been here for 40 years. What the fuck do I know? Um,
Yeah.
and they go through it, and he's taking photos with this giant flashbulb camera that's going
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
he's having trouble with it. He's like hitting it or whatever. And then they get attacked by this thing after someone throws a cigarette down a gas filled hole and it blows up and it wakes the thing up. And so basically they manage to sneak away from it.
Mhm.
And then John Goodman is walking around and then he looks at his camera. I think he hit it accidentally or something, but it suddenly just goes and he's like, "Oh fuck." And the thing comes up behind him and swallows him whole. And then you
Oh.
watch the silhouette of his character and the flash of the camera going
Oh,
off
yes.
and him going down the throat of the thing. So it doesn't even chew him. It just swallowed him whole.
Oh.
And he's in there with his camera and you could you're following the monster through the smoke with the flashes that are going on. And it's like, "Oh my god, that sucks." And then they
Horrifying.
kill it by lighting it on fire with an explosion. So if he wasn't dead in the stomach acid, he then died horrifically being ignited on fire, like that guy in the
In
Anaconda
a
movie.
gun.
I was like, "Oh my god." If I had a nickel for every time someone died horrifically inside the belly of something by being lit on fire, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Um, but, there's a lot of scenes that are bad in this movie that were made to be I think I can't remember if this is what it, but when like 3D movies were they were trying to make them a thing, and you could
Mhm.
tell like, why is this scene shot like this? It's like, oh, there must have been a 3D part of this movie because there's like a lighter throw that happens
Whoa! Yeah.
that will ignite the thing that blows up the creature, and like the lighter is like weirdly animated and like big on the screen. It's like, oh, and it's like slow motion, and it's like, oh, must be a 3D moment of the
Hmm.
movie. And Loki is in this movie.
Hmm.
He plays the tracker guy that's supposed to get them off the island. He has a katana scene that I didn't remember in the movie. Basically, it's like a side view shot of these birds that are flying at them, and he
Hmm.
grabs a katana away from the World War II guy, and he goes on like a hack and slash spree from the side. And it's like, okay, that is over the top and dumb, and I didn't need to see it, but okay. Um, Overall, it's not a bad movie. So I give it about a 7. The last thing I'll talk about is when they build a boat out of the leftover parts of the World War II planes that guy's been
Hmm.
working on for years. There's a nerd there who out throughout the whole movie is just like, I should have stayed on the boat. Like that was like his like, I'm not getting on that. I'm not getting on this chopper flying into that storm. It's worse. And then the next scene is he's on the chopper, and so he's just been holding onto the suitcase the whole time and like freaking out about everything, and he's been like Mr. Negative, and they get on the boat and they're like, "Oh, we're finally going home." And he's just sitting there, and then these fucking tiny crow-sized pterodactyls fly over, and like a swarm of them just grab him and pick him up and like carry him off the boat. And they see this, and the two guys with the guns grab their guns and start aiming at the birds, and they wait like 10 or 15 seconds. I'm
Hmm.
guessing because 'cause they're like, "Oh, we don't wanna shoot him," and then he's being
Yeah.
carried off, and they're like, "Hey, it's too late. It's too late for him." And I'm sitting there like, "No, you could probably still like, you could at least shoot him and
Yeah.
put him out of his misery because because they're like, it's too late for him." And then proceed the birds have, like, bladed noses, and they kill things by
Oh.
going, like, super fast. Well,
Yeah.
they pull him apart, like that bad guy in that Death Stalker movie that we watched,
Yeah.
right? They splay
Yeah.
him apart, and then one of the birds just slices him clean at the armpit, and he's still screaming, and they're watching him scream with these guns. They're like, you're like, after that part, you should have shot him. Like, mercy him, and they're just listening to him being shredded to death
Just
in the air, and
they're
it's
like,
just like,
that's
you
too
people are horrible.
horrible. They need the ammo.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. So
um
was it worse or was it better than you remember?
it's better than I remember, but there were scenes in it that I was like, I don't remember this being that bad, or I
Because
don't remember this
I
many
watched it. I watched it years ago, but I enjoyed it. And it might have been just from like the initial like how hard people died, and I think I was surprised at how just viciously people ate it. 'Cause this movie's PG-13, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, I was not ready for people to eat it as hard as they did. But
I I on my second watch of it, I appreciated Samuel L. Jackson's character a lot more than I did on the first watch.
Samuel did nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I think I understood his reasoning a lot more on the second watch than I did on when I first watched it. But that was, like, years ago, so.
Favorite
Yeah.
part with the bugs? What bugs? Are you talking about the spider things with the oh my god, that guy getting impaled? Is that the bug you're talking about, or are there different bugs?
Or the stick bug. I'm trying to remember the bugs. Because there's the spider and the bamboo, there's the
Yeah, the
stick
stick
bug that
bug.
that guy shoots at.
The
Um,
stick bug. That's
yeah,
the
the
one
stick bug guy,
I was
yeah.
referring to.
He just starts shooting at the stick bug. And the stick bug's like, fuck, dude, stop. Like, just leaves.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, So you also watched a little film that I've never heard of. What is this called?
Oh, Below.
Below. Okay.
Yeah. Continuing on with my never-ending quest for movies to watch.
While
Uh,
playing Repatch WoW.
yeah, football play Patch. Wow. It's like a horror suspense movie with like it's
It's
setting up
the
for like
guy from Dinner for Schmucks. It's the main guy. Look at him, Mesh. He's right there.
yeah, I
He's
I
right there.
yeah, that's he's right there for real, for real. Um,
Don't
this
ever do
this
that again.
movie
I'm just kidding. Go on, Mishy.
this movie is actually like decent. Like
What's it about?
I kind of guessed what the twist was uh halfway through, but it was
Mhm.
like still like so
Fun to watch.
basically, yeah, it was fun to watch. So basically it's World War II. They're on this
Okay.
sub. They get a message that a boat has been it has been hit by a torpedo and that they're survivors. And the guy gets the message. He's like, "Oh, well they're like 100 miles away from us and they weren't going to go save them." And then they're like, "Well, what it'll be maybe we'll get a medal or something for it."
Mhm.
And so the boat captain goes and he sends it off, and they find like three survivors. One that's severely injured, one that it was a medical ship that got shot down.
Okay.
And so they save these people. They save the woman, they save this guy, and they save another guy. And then they're like, okay, well, there's no port we can drop you off at, so you're just gonna come with us on. I forget where they were going. But so they start having the first part of the twist comes up is like, oh, that's well, tell us what about your thing. He's like, oh, we got sunk by a submarine. It's like, well, how do you know you were sunk by a submarine? It's like, oh, well, I was on the deck. He uses a term for it, a British term for it. The guy looks at him, he's like, speak English. He's like, oh, I was having a cigarette. Um on the deck of the ship. He says it in a weird way, and I
Yeah.
was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck does
Yeah.
that mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, I saw it. I saw this sub, and it shot one torpedo at us. And they're like, well, that's
Mhm.
weird. You should have gotten two. German protocols to shoot two torpedoes at you. He's like, well, it was just the one. And they're like, well, can you point it out to us? And they have like this big book with all the submarines and stuff on it. And he's like, I think it was that one, but I'm not 100% sure. It was really dark. Um, and then so as they're going along, they get not spotted, but basically a German destroyer ship comes along as well. And so they're all in silent mode. They're underwater. They're like the German ship is listening for us. Everyone's quiet. Um and then like a record player goes off playing this song with no one around.
Oh.
And then the destroyer hears them and starts dropping death charges, and they almost die.
Uh-huh.
And so they learn that one of the guys that they brought on board is a German. He was
Okay.
severely injured in the medical ship thing, and so they just instantly think it's him. They end up shooting him and killing him, and then like from there, weirder stuff happens. The record player plays again. Um, the like people start hearing whispers from corpses. A lot it gets cold, the ship doesn't steer right, the ship has its own course. They can't they can't get it to stop going one direction. The destroyer keeps finding them because they have an oil leak that when they go to fix it, um one of them just, like fucking gets a hammer in the head accidentally because another guy sees a ghost and he drops his hammer and he whacks him in the head and kills him. Um and you learn he's one of the officers, and during like all of this, like you're getting side stories from the people. They're like you find out like the original captain died.
Okay.
They came across a German ship that had a bunch of floating people that were still alive, and the captain brought his 4 officers up top, and the captain, as the 4 officers say it, wanted to kill the people that were in the water. And so there was a confrontation. He basically the U-boat hit something, and he fell off, whacked his head, and died. That's the story that the officers are telling. And then you find out from like little bits and pieces as like stuff gets really weird and people are like freaking out more, that the officer's like, oh no, that's not what happened. Um, he wanted to kill everybody in the boat, and then we got into a fight with him about it, and then he died. And then as weirder and weirder things start happening, they're like, okay, that's not actually what happened. Like, no one comes out and says it, but you basically understand that no, they were the ones that the officers were the ones that wanted to do stuff with the ship people, and the captain was like, no, and they killed the captain for it. Um, and so it's kind of weird because you find out like the captain is the one that's haunting the ship
Okay. Uh-huh.
from this, or it's either the captain or there's an entity that's just taking revenge for the captain on the
Uh-huh.
officers. But the problem I have with the movie is
Uh-huh.
like the captain doesn't take revenge on the officers. He does, but then he takes revenge on the whole crew.
Because they picked them up in the first place and they deserve to die, Mishy.
Yeah, I
They
guess
saved the
so, yeah.
ones who were about to get cooked. Collateral damage. Fuck
And
them. Below.
he he killed, so the whole crew gets killed horrifically. Um, so basically they can't surface because the destroyer keeps finding them. Every time they
Mhm.
go to surface, the destroyer is like
Ah, ah, ah.
really close.
Mhm.
And so they have to keep underground, but because they can't vent any of the air in the thing, it's becoming toxic. So like we have to find some way to deal with it. So the engineering team comes up with an idea to reroute all this stuff. And so they close all the bulkheads of this place. Um, and they're like, no one can open these doors. They tell the crew, no one can open these doors because we're gonna fill this whole room with I forget what it gets filled with. It's either oxygen or some other, or nitrogen or something like that. I think it's nitrogen, but I don't remember.
Mhm.
Um, and the crew, the engineering team are like, okay, we fixed the thing. We just need to do this and purge all the stuff, and we'll be good. And one of the ghosts scares one of the guys with an old timey flashlight, and it falls and it like breaks the um the glass on the thing. And at the same time, they also trip the fuse for the whole ship. And so like the lights go out. The ship still works, but the lights are out.
Mhm.
And so as this guy is going to turn on his flashlight that's broken, one of the fucking idiots of the crew, who's played out to be a real dumbass in the first place,
Mhm.
opens the crew door to the motor room, and he's like, "Hey, we lost power up here. What are you guys doing?" And then
Kab-
the main engineer guy is like, "Shut that fucking door right now, or I will ram my fist down your throat." And then like the guy ignites the
yeah.
flashlight, and then it cuts to you hear a like a little like poof sound, and it cuts to
Yeah.
like the captain and them, and they're sitting there. And he's like, "Huh, I wonder what's taking so long with the crew." And he calls back, and they don't get no answer. And they go to the back bulkhead, and they're like, "Oh, that's weird. The door is warm." And they open up the door, and the entire crew and all of the crew quarters and just everyone else on that ship, which is like 50 dudes, something like that, all burned to a
Cooked.
crisp in like a
Cooked.
second. Just ignited the entire cabin and just killed them all. I was like, holy shit. Because then they go through looking for survivors, and every single one of them is like a burnt, crisp corpse. And it's so horrific. And it's like, oh shit. Um, well, they can't get the ship under control, and it turns out that the ship is heading back to where they picked up the original 3 people
Mhm.
that they found. And as it turns out, the submarine that sank that hospital boat was this submarine. They mistook it for a German boat because it looked similar in the dark to their playbook that they have, their flyer of
Mhm.
all the boats and stuff. And so they shot a torpedo at it, sunk it, realized what they did, went back up top, and the captain was like, "Oh, we have to report this. We have to do whatever." And they were like, "No, we have too much to lose. We can't do that." And so they killed the captain and threw his body overboard,
Mhm.
and then told the crew he had an accident, whatever. And
Mhm.
so basically, the ship is going back to where it was and just killing everybody that was responsible for it. And the movie ends with like the clear good guys on the crew, which is like only like 2 people left at the end of it, being rescued by a British destroyer that kind of passed by. Um and like the main dude, I think gets fucking impaled on something, but I can't remember. This one dude this one dude realized what was going on. He was like, "This boat is fucking haunted, and it's by the captain. The captain's back for revenge." And he
Mhm.
fucking locks the door behind him, opens the main hatch, and tries to swim to the surface of the ship. Or
Mhm.
sorry, of the ocean. He's like, they're like really fucking far down. But he's like, "I'm out." And the submarine just fucking impales him in the chest. Like there's a jagged piece of metal, and it just
Yeah.
like swoops by, and he just gets it in the chest, and then he's just there the whole movie, just stuck to the top of the submarine. And
Oh.
you see him every now and then, and like at the end you see him as well.
It's
And
still
like
there.
they at the end they surface because they've reached their place, and the last dude who's the captain that took over sees him up there impaled, and just starts unloading bullets into him because he's having a breakdown, and he's just like, "You want to fuck with me? You want to fuck with me?" And just starts shooting him in the back. It was a neat little movie. I give it like a 7.6.
Oh, that's actually higher than I thought you were going to go with it. Might have been a meshy flick.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. Now, continue on the escapade. What is this Trench 11 movie, Meshy, that you watched?
So Church 11 access to that facility, um like their people. um yeah, so this movie's kind of it's not a great movie, but it's kind of like a, hey, at least it's not another Nazi thing, right? Even though it is still German. But
Were the
basically
Nazis making zombies, Meshy?
they're not, in my opinion it's worse.
Are
It's
they
not zombies.
bioweapons? Are they implanting people with weird stuff and it's
Infected with it, and they're like, "Oh
Mhm.
shit, that jumped to humans." And then like the one German guy's like, "I can use this." And so he
What?
starts
Uh-huh.
experimenting on it and makes it more able to take over a human host uh, before it. So he infects all these Germans. Well, not, I don't know what you call them. He does infect a bunch of Germans to experiment on, and and then basically like a facility wide outbreak happens, and they seal up the bunker.
Mhm.
So there's like hundreds of Germans down there that are all infected with this parasite that basically takes over the brain, and then they just become super violent. And then you can get infected if you get any bodily fluid just on you will get you infected. So it's not even like a bite. One guy right at the beginning of the film, which is one of the American dudes that come down there, because the Canadians recruit some of the Americans because they're the ones that cleared out the area.
Mhm.
Um, he it's really funny. It's basically like a Golem scene. They come into this bunker. They don't know, it's super dark, and they're trying to find, they know somebody is scurrying around, vomits all onto his face,
Oh,
and the guy
oh,
didn't close his mouth. And so
oh,
all
oh,
this like vile goo is just getting all over. I was like, ugh.
oh,
Um,
oh.
so he gets infected. But it
Yeah,
doesn't,
clearly.
like, it's not instant. It's like an hour or two later he kind of turns. Um but yeah, so they go through this facility and they find, all these plans or whatever, and their tunnel collapsed, so they couldn't get out, so they sent another team to go find the exit while they try and figure out what's going on here. They find bodies which they cut into, and then they find the wiggling worms.
Mhm.
And then eventually shit hits the fan. The people that are trying to find the exit run into some, we don't have anyone that knows how to set the explosives to wipe out this facility. Will you work with us? And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll work with you as long as we can get out. And so fucking one guy who speaks German goes with the German evil scientist, because
Oh.
he's being like, I'm not leaving until you guys explain everything that's going on here, because you're obviously doing something really fucked up. So the German
Mhm.
scientist takes him and has a conversation with him while the other guys go and try and set up the explosives. Well, that guy tries to have like an ideological talk with this German who's clearly fucking insane, and you really wouldn't want to be in a room alone with him.
Yeah.
And the German ends up ripping out his eyeball and killing
Ow.
him.
Uh-huh.
um with like these tools or whatnot, I forget which. And so that you learn that the scientist didn't want to blow up the facility. He's here to just collect more specimens and then leave so that he can continue his experiments, because he wants to win the war and he thinks this is the way to do it. um and you learn that he's the one that killed the German that was in charge of the explosives, because he didn't want him to destroy the facility yet. And it cuts to the other team, and they're trying to figure out where to go. And the one guy that was infected previously, who no one has suspected of being infected, even though he's sweating profusely, coughing, can barely walk. No one's like, "Oh, is your friend infected?" After they have been fighting all these infected dudes, he
Mhm.
fucking, like, basically, like, collapses on the ground, and they're like, "Oh, hey, are you okay, buddy?" And he jumps up onto one of his friends, bites his nose clean off. There's a, like, it shows it, and it's just like a gaping the nose is just completely gone. It's just a
Ugh.
bloody mass of flesh, and then rips out his throat with his teeth.
Oh.
And that guy died horrifically slow. I felt so bad for that guy. And then they gun him down, and then the German that's sent there to clean up everything decides to join forces with the tunneler, or I guess it's the other way around. The tunneler gets the gun. He's like, I'm getting out of here. He's like, no, we have to blow up this facility. And they basically have like a back and forth. And so they work together. They set up the explosives. They're like, okay, I'll set a timer, and then it'll blow up and we can get out. He's like, perfect. And then just out of nowhere, one of the insane dudes with a fucking mace with like all these spikes on it comes around the corner and just nails the fucking German in the ankle with it. And it just
Oh.
shatters. Like, they show it. It just fucking just breaks apart. And he is so like filled with adrenaline that he doesn't realize it until after the guy is dead. And then he looks down at his leg and he's like, "Oh shit." Um and he's like, "I can't walk." So, and in the process of that struggle, the guy destroyed the timer for the bomb. And so the German
Mm.
goes, "I will give you blah 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 minutes, and then I'll set off the explosives myself." He's like, "Perfect." And so then there's like an escape scene.
Mhm.
The tunneler meets the evil evil German scientist at the exit.
Yeah.
The German scientist gets too full of himself and starts playing around with the tunneler guys, like, ah, ha, ha, you can't leave. Shoots him a couple times in like the arm and the leg or whatnot, and then the other German sets off the explosives, and that guy, like a bunch of rubble lands everywhere and stuff like that, and he basically trips and lands onto one of the parasite vials, and it gets jammed into his eye, and and then he fucking like dies a little bit later, and the guy escapes, and the whole place is blown up. It's not a great movie because most of the time it's really dark, but that helps with like the atmosphere of it.
Yeah, so you don't see too much on top of that, with it probably being a lower budget film, I assume.
Yeah, so you're kind of like freaking out along with them, so it kind of helps with that because you're like, where the fuck is everything? Like they're just scattering around everywhere in the dark. Um, I'd give it like a 7.2 in
Oh,
terms of
okay. It
like,
got into the sevens. That's at
yeah,
least there's that.
there's not too much to the parasite. It's it's more the idea of it that's freaky rather than like, mostly because like they pull out a lot of it. Like one guy, they like push against his chest, and like out of his nose all these like white strings come out,
Ooh,
and like out
no.
of his mouth they all fly, and it's just like the idea of that is the freaky part of this movie. It's just like bleh, bleh.
Good
So yeah, it's not a bad watch.
little flick. All
It's
right,
it's
well,
kind of a zombie movie. It's more like a parasite movie.
Parasite. It's the equivalent. It's the RE4 of World War
Yeah.
One zombie movies, where it's the Las Plagos.
Lavos Las
Um,
Plagos.
Los Las Plagos. Um, so you revisited another film that you mentioned earlier, a little
Yeah,
Godzilla 2014 featuring Breaking Bad's own Bryan Cranston,
for about
Malcolm in the
10
Middle.
minutes. Um,
Hey, hey, I was expecting a whole movie with him, and then he
yeah,
died.
he died. He just fucking dies. This
How's this on the
movie,
revisit?
it's
God, he watches his wife die behind the blast door too.
yeah.
Fuck.
So
Uh-huh.
the movie is good up until Bryan Cranston dies.
Yeah.
Um, this movie would have been so much better if it was just Bryan Cranston trying to kill Godzilla, or trying to help Godzilla kill the monsters that killed his wife.
Yeah.
Um, but instead, we
We
get
get these
Bryan
people.
Cranston's son
Mm-hmm.
trying to save his family constantly and failing at every aspect of it.
God, and then all the fucking American design monster jizz all over all this other stuff.
Yeah. all the slobber and whatnot. So like when I originally watched this movie, I was like, there's not a lot of Godzilla in this movie. Like you have to wait a very long time to see him. That was my first watch. The second watch, I was like, oh wait, no, it's not that bad. You actually see him quite quick.
Mhm.
Um, it's just for some reason on the first watch, I just remember it being like forever. Like he's just like mysteriously running around
It
buildings
felt
or
like it took
whatnot.
a while. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, there's good parts of this movie, and then there's just really fucking like just ugh parts of this movie. Like this part
Heart.
with like Bryan Cranston and like the wife, and like discover like the beginning of this movie is good when you're like they're laying out all the groundwork for what's going on. You're introduced to Bryan Cranston and why he would hate these things, and like having to watch his wife just fucking die to radiation in front of his face.
Mhm.
Um, and what sets up him for like, I need to get vengeance and vendetta against this, and figure out what actually happened. And then there's shit hitting the fan. Um, man, they're not in it a lot. Like his wife and his son are not in this. Sorry, the Bryan Cranston's son's wife and son are not in this a lot.
Mhm.
But they're not they don't add anything to the movie. They're just in there to give the guy a reason to constantly be in the movie, rather than it just
Yeah.
being like the military versus Godzilla. You have to
Mhm.
have that one guy who has to save his wife and kid from this thing, and
Yeah.
he has to get to San Francisco, so he has to convince them that he's the one that has to deal with the nuke because he's the only bomb expert, because that's his military field, is that he's the bomb guy that diffuses bombs and whatnot, and he arms the nuke and whatnot, blah 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 blah. So it's like,
Mhm.
I fucking could have done without that part of the movie. But it explains a lot why every preceding Godzilla movie they have to have some annoying side family
Plot.
characters
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
constantly, and this is the least annoying
One
amount
out
of
of it.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're not in the movie a lot. They just don't add anything to the movie. Like, I don't need more motivation for this guy to want to fight Godzilla or like find a way to kill him. Like, fucking, he's blowing up a city, for God's sake. You
Yeah.
don't need more motivation than
That's
that.
all you need.
You could have just been Military Man, or you could have been Bryan Cranston, who was trying to kill Godzilla. Oh no, to help Godzilla fight the monsters that killed his wife. Would have been perfect. But no, he shows up for 10 minutes. He gets to be Bryan Cranston. He's great. He's filling the movie with life and Bryan Cranstonism.
And
And
they
then
took it from us.
like a rock hits him. I forget what the monster. The monster wakes up and like drops a building on him or whatnot, and then he dies in the helicopter. And it's like, wait, what? What? Wait, I paid for Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, and they didn't have enough budget for me. It's like, all right, I gotta go now.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Um, but like, the Godzilla parts are good. There's a lot of weird. There's a lot of weird things in this movie when you watch and you're like, hey, you could be really nitpicky about it. Like, they have a train that has a bunch of nukes on it that they have to get to San Francisco to use. They're gonna try and blow up the creatures with.
Mhm.
Um, and so like their forward team, they can't get a hold of. They're like, we can't reach them. The last thing we heard was screaming. So like, you two go check out if the bridge, because it's really foggy right now, if the bridge is still
Yeah.
intact for the train. So the two go out there on the bridge, like, okay, good. They tell the train the bridge is still here. And then out from the fog walks one of the giant creatures who walks next to the bridge. And they're being super quiet. They turn off their lights. They're not saying anything. They're just, this creature's just walking underneath the bridge, and it's like, you guys, it's like, I get why you wouldn't really want to do anything, but you just told a big ass train that it was safe to come this way, and none of you were thinking, hey, we should probably let the train know to stop. Well, guess who comes honking their horn
Honk
around the
honk.
corner? Yeah, brr, brr. The train comes, and they watch as this thing goes up the cliff towards them, disappears into the fog, and then all these gunshots and screaming, and then the train comes barreling towards them on fire, and it's like, oh, you guys are responsible for this, and you didn't even try.
You didn't even
Um,
try. Mhm.
and then there's like scenes where the Godzilla and the monsters are fighting in the city, and Godzilla's knocking over buildings and whatnot.
Mhm.
Things are being destroyed, so large clouds of dust are showing up, and like, you'll see Godzilla like poke his head out. And then they'll do like one of those things because the soldiers are running on the ground too. So the soldiers are looking for Godzilla. And they'll be like, they'll turn right. Like, you'll see it. You'll see Godzilla's like face or his foot or whatever and then as the soldier goes to turn around, Godzilla like steps back into the fog, or the fog moves forward, and then he'll be gone, and the soldier will be like,
Yeah.
ugh. But it's like, it's fucking Godzilla. He ain't quiet. He has no reason to be in stealth mode right now. Any footstep he makes is going to shake the fucking ground. And like, all three of these monsters are like goddamn ninjas when fog or dust shows up, and it just
Mhm.
becomes super eerily quiet, which is really weird. Like, at one point I'm like, I mean, it's kind of cool because it's like, ooh, where are they? But at the same time, it's like, this makes no goddamn sense. They
How
would
would I be
not
able
be
to where
this
these
quiet.
giant things are? Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I remember having fun watching like Godzilla kill these fucking things. Um, but I will say that the monsters have a boring nothing burger of a design.
Yeah, they're basically just kind of. I don't even know what they would be kind of
Leg
related to. Yeah.
things. And they just why can't Americans design kaiju? What why can't we do it, Meshi?
I don't even know why they use those because they. I mean, when King of Monsters came out, they had Rodan and all of them. They took those designs. I don't know why the first Godzilla movie they just didn't use a Godzilla villain. They like made their own. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they
It's
they
weird.
made their own terribly designed American thing, and I guess they wanted the focus to be on Godzilla being established and being the center focus and nothing to detract from him. But God, the bug thing they designed is just boring as hell.
They did die. He did kill them quite. I like the way he killed them.
Yeah,
The one got fucking just atomic breath down the throat, and the other
bro.
one
Yeah,
got fucking like bugs swacked into a building and just. Oh man, that one was good. Yeah. So not it wasn't a great film, but
those 10 minutes with Brian were phenomenal. And then getting watched Godzilla actually kill these things was nice. There was just what like an hour and 40 minutes of extra stuff that was kind of just
not needed.
eh.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite other thing, the last thing I'll say about it is my other thing was when Japan gave feedback on this film. They said it in the polite way. It was something along the lines of, uh, it's a, it was like Godzilla seems to have really let himself go because of how much fatter he is and thick he is in this, with this design. And
Yeah.
I just got a kick out of that and like, really let himself go. Yeah, it's the 2014 Godzilla that happened 12 years ago.
Oh shit.
We'll keep going. We got three more things to talk about. Don't worry, we'll get there. Black Mountain Side, Meshi. What the hell is this?
This movie is not what I expected it to be. It wasn't good. It started out where I was like,
Fogzilla. I'm sorry that got me again.
oh my god, that might yeah, that's fucking great. I love that.
Godzilla in a ninja costume throws down a giant smoke bomb that just fucking whoosh through the entire city.
Just gone.
Like you just see people in the streets with a giant cloud of smoke cutting towards them, like Godzilla casts vanish.
Boom. Yeah, it's basically just that shit.
All right. Anyway, back to Black. What was this movie called? Black Mountainside.
Yeah, so I found this movie because I Google searched movies similar to the Below movie that I watched, and this kind of
Mhm.
popped up on the list, and it had relatively high reviews, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Oh man, I think this is an indie film because it only takes
Mhm.
place in one location, which is not bad necessarily. This movie started out where I was like, okay, something interesting is happening, and then it just
Never happened.
kind of just get progressively worse from there.
Uh
So
huh.
basically, these research guys are in the middle of nowhere where they have to
Okay.
communicate with long range radios and whatnot, and to get out there you have to be helicoptered in, and there's an Indian reservation but it's miles away. You can't get there before nightfall, and if you're out at night you basically freeze to death. So they're very isolated. Well, they find something because they're like dig site people. That's what they're there for. And so they call in the whatever. They call the university or whoever they work for, and they're like, send some guy out here so that we can show you what we are because we want a grant for more money to hire more workers and whatnot, whatever. So the guy shows up. He's like, "Oh, tell me about what you found." And so they describe it as, we found these artifacts from blah 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 this era, or we found the artifacts from these people. He's like, "Oh, well, that's not uncommon, blah blah. They've been around for centuries or whatever in this area." He's like, "Yes, but it dates back to way before that, like 10,000
Mhm.
plus years before they were here." And the guy was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, well, that's interesting because they have no registered history of that." And he says, "And then we found a structure below the surface." Um, and I immediately, when I heard that, because he was like, "It's miles below the surface. We don't know how big it is." I was like, all I could think about was Alien versus Predator, that fucking temple
Mhm.
underground.
Yeah.
Because I went into this movie not knowing shit about it. And so when he said that, I was like, "Oh my god, that it's gonna be like they go into this temple and weird shit happens, right?"
Yeah.
So he shows him the structure that they found. It's not buried. Well, it is buried, but it's not buried like super deep underground. They It's like 5 feet below the ground, and you just have like the top of it a
Yeah.
little bit dug out, and it's just like kind of like it's like a stone. It's like a big stone block. Like it's bigger than a person. That they've dug out around it, and it has all these carvings on it. And he's like, "Oh, blah blah blah, these carvings or whatnot." And I'm staring. I was like, at first, I was like, "This can't be the structure that they're talking about. Like they're gonna reveal like the bigger structure or whatever." It's like, no, this is it. This is the structure that they're talking about. It's like it's not even that buried. Like how, like you fucking would have tripped on this by accident. And so I became like, what the fuck is going on? Well, you learn that they get help from the Indian tribe. They pay them some money and they help them dig. And then the people that they've sent sleep in a cabin nearby, so they
Mhm.
don't have to go back to the reservation that they're on. They're like,
Mhm.
okay. Um, well, weird stuff starts happening, very slowly at first, uh,
Slowly.
and then it escalates. Like they're like, the workers are oh no, the first thing is one of the guy's cats is killed and is placed at the structure,
Okay.
and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And so they ask one of the Native American dudes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I saw this guy do it," and it's one of the main guys at the camp.
Okay.
Um, and he's like, "Well, why would he do that?" He's like, "I don't know, but I saw him do it." He's like, "Okay." So they call him up, and they're like, "Hey, did you do this?" He's like, "Nope." He's like, "Who said I killed the cat?" And he's like, "This guy did." He's like, "Well, I didn't. Good luck on your search for finding who did it." And so, like, uh, this movie doesn't jump around a lot, but it jumps forward in time a lot. So you have to like
Okay.
it does title cards where it's like
Yeah, it's like
the
okay.
23rd of blah blah blah,
Mhm.
periodically. So I don't so because it was happening so often, I couldn't keep track of how many days it actually had passed.
Mhm.
Um, but basically time goes on and then the workers disappear. And they're
Okay.
like, "Okay." Well, it turns out in the middle of the night, they they left for the reservation. They all decided they were just going to walk out in the middle of the night, and they're like, "Why would they do that? They'll die." I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, well, we need workers for the dig, and so it kind of continues to go on, and the guy they brought in starts deciphering the symbols and whatnot, and he's like, "Oh,
Mhm.
well, it kind of refers to like a plague or something like that." That kind of wiped out all these people that were here, and this is like a monument to that and whatnot.
Mhm.
And so like, okay, that's weird. And so weirder stuff starts to happen. You start to learn a couple of the guy. You don't learn it by them telling them. You learn it by like they wake up at night and you hear there's like this dark eerie voice that's talking to them, and it's like telling them like, oh, you can't trust certain people. Actually, no, it doesn't say that. It says look out into the forest, and they look out into the forest and it's just empty. And it's dark and empty. It's like, do you see me? And they're like, no. It was like, do you see me? Look for me. Look. And nobody shows up.
Mm.
They can't see him. And then it like cuts to the next day. Um, Fast forward, a lot of weird like psychological stuff like that starts happening
Mm.
where you get like this voice that's talking to these people, but no one's sharing that they're hearing a voice. Um, and then it cuts to one of the guys.
Hmm.
He's freaking out. Like, basically the doctor is sitting there and he's talking with this one guy, and then they burst into this door with one guy who's just screaming his head off. And they put him on the table and they like, look at his arm, look at his arm, and they pull back his sleeve, and like the upper part of his arm is just pulsing black. Um,
Okay.
and he's got black veins and it's just kind of pulsing. And so the doctor is like, "Oh shit, well hold him down, blah 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 blah." The guy they brought with them from, or not, the guy they sent for that came in immediately for no reason, like nobody stops him. Everyone's like, "Yeah, do it." Grabs an axe and chops the guy's arm off.
Things
But
escalated very quickly in the Black
things
Mountain
e-
side.
things escalated so quickly for no reason. Like, everything was fine, and then suddenly a guy was like, "Oh, my arm is pulsing," and they chop it off with an axe. And then they cauterize the wound, and that guy's just basically out of commission for the rest of the time. He's in a bed. You never hear him, whatever. And so things start getting really weird at that point. You start hearing the voices and whatnot, and they're supposed to have a supply run that came in. It never shows up. So they're running out of food. They keep trying to contact people. They don't ever respond. Um, the guys start getting really weird. One of the guys literally just he one of the guys walks into the kitchen and his friend is just sitting there with a kitchen knife and his hand on the table and just a
Mm.
stub. Uh, and the guy freaks
Jesus.
out,
Uh-huh.
and then that guy, uh, for whatever reason, they don't watch him. They patch him up or whatever. They don't watch him, and he steals a hunting rifle and blows his brains out that night. They're like, "Oh, he must have stolen the hunting rifle." It's like, well, why wasn't anyone watching the guy that literally had a mental breakdown and cut off his hand? Well, whatever. Um,
Details.
yeah,
So what is it,
and
Meshi? What's the twist? Where are we going with this?
well, let me explain this part first, and then I'll get to the twist.
No. Okay.
Because it goes nowhere. They're out in the forest. They're like, well, we were looking for the workers wherever they went
Uh-huh.
because we're tracking their footsteps. And they're like, well, they just stop here. He's like, okay, yeah. I was like, well, you got to be careful. This is the guy that they brought in. No, it wasn't. It was some other guy. And they're like, oh yeah, out that way, we don't have to worry about bears coming in because that whole area is just surrounded by bear traps. Way out, way miles away is covered in bear traps or whatever, to keep bears
Okay.
out from this area. Like, you don't have to ever worry about it. That was like 15 minutes into the movie. They make that thing before shit kind of even starts really happening. And I was like, that's a weird point to make. Someone obviously is going to die to a bear trap.
Yeah.
So now we cut to the twist. We're down to a few guys. Everyone's just kind of murdering each other frantically. Um, and you meet one of the main dudes that's left. It starts hearing the voice, and he looks out into the forest, and he sees it.
Mm.
It is it is the Party City equivalent of a deer costume. There's a
Oh
deer
no.
on its hind leg. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it's not good. It's a
yeah.
deer on its hind legs with antlers out in the forest just staring at him. He's like, "Oh, okay." But he doesn't acknowledge it. And so
Uh-huh.
that you learn that's where the voice is coming from, is this deer. And this deer is basically a psychological manifestation of whatever is going on.
Yeah.
It has no physical presence. Um, but like one of the guys who also hears the deer um has a mental breakdown and kills one of the guys that was the guy that they cut the arm off of. He
Mhm.
goes and he kills him, and he's like, "Well, he wanted me to do it. He wanted me to kill him. You guys don't understand. He wanted me to kill him." And so they lock him up into a room, and one of the guys comes to visit him, who's also been hearing the deer, and he's like, "Oh, well, you don't you hear him?" He's like, "He's right behind you," and he turns and nobody's there. I was expecting to like do one of those like camera cuts where he's like, "He's no one's behind me." And then like
Mhm.
cuts and then he's there. But it never does that. He's like, "Well, what is he doing?" He's like, "Oh, well, he's right behind you. He's walking up to you. He's touching your face. He's touching you all over. Like, why aren't you stopping him?" And it's like, okay, I'm waiting for the creepy cut of the deer suddenly like massaging this guy's face and him not reacting to it. Never
Uh-huh.
happened. I was so disappointed. Um and so basically there's only one of the guys who is the black guy that you saw cutting wood is the only guy
Uh-huh.
that's kind of like holding it together. He's not
Uh-huh.
eating any of the food anyone else has prepared. He's not hearing the voice. He's like the only guy that's like holding it together. And he's like, "Everyone stay the fuck away from me. I'm not, whatever." He randomly mentally breaks at some point, but you never really see it. He just
Okay.
suddenly grabs his hunting rifle and then just starts going on a shooting spree. He kicks down doors, starts shooting people in the head. This is the building climax of this movie is he goes around shooting
Okay.
people.
Okay.
Um, the two guys hear this and shoot him.
Okay.
Um, and then he's wiggling around in the snow. And while that guy is like reloading his rifle, he gets shot by that guy. And then they have like a reload war where they're trying to
Mhm.
reload as fast as possible and they're just shooting each other.
Yeah.
That the black guy takes like 4 bullets
Wolf. Yeah.
um before he like actually dies. And then so the guy that got flown in, they were going to leave in the morning, but the guy that got shot is like, "No, you need to leave now. By the time you get down the hill, it'll be sunrise. You'll be fine. Um just make it for the Indian camp. I'm going to deal with what's here." So he grabs a bunch of dynamite and he starts putting it all over the structure because they think the structure is basically causing it. The guy that's escaping runs into the deer in the forest who's on its hind
Okay.
legs staring at him, and he just starts taking shots at him. And he's like, after the third bullet, he's like, "You're not real. You're not real. I just proved you're not real." And then that guy tells him, he basically goes Cthulhu on him. He
Mhm.
basically tells him, I've always been here. I've been here before you. I've been here before the stars were made. I'm everything. The only thing I'm not is omnipotent." And he's like, "I have to leave you real quick." And then it cuts to the deer being at where the dynamite guy is. And so
Omnipotent or omnipresent?
he said omnipotent.
Oh, strange choice of words. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
Um, and then he starts having a conversation with him.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure he says omnipotent, but that doesn't match up with the definition. Um, maybe he was omnipresent. I'm just thinking omnipotent. I think it was omnipresent. He can't be omnipresent. And so it's swapping between him going, "Oh wait, hold on, I have to leave you real quick," and then him popping over to the other scientist guy.
Mhm. Yeah.
But to them, he never leaves. He's always there, but he's just not talking with them. And so he's basically having like a, "I'm the big bad guy. I'm God. Do you really think I'm bound to that structure that you found in the blah 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 blah? Do you think blowing it up is really going to stop me?"
Mhm.
Um, and so it ends with the guy just laughing maniacally and setting off the dynamite and dying and taking the structure with him. And then the god creature disappears from the main guy. and it cuts to morning, and he's walking through this what looks like a frozen lake,
Yeah.
and then it just ends with him walking out into this frozen lake, stepping into a bear trap that was in the snow, and dying. That's how it ends.
They called their shot 15 minutes in. They're like, all right, it's gonna happen. And then when it happened, the special effects guy went, oh yeah.
It
It was a
I
film and it happened.
Yeah, it was a film and it happened. It wasn't great. I don't know. I didn't have high expectations, but I was like, I don't think this movie's gonna be that bad. But then I kind of went into it and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Everything is falling apart so fast. And you guys are just immediately going to chopping people's arms off and shooting people in the head for like no reason other than you're freaking out.
Yeah. I bet I wonder if you kept track of how much time was actually passing with all of this going on and the psychological like wearing down of everything. It might like lend itself a little bit more to that.
Yeah.
I wonder. But
I'm I'm just disappointed about the structure because it seemed like it was going to be like an important thing, and then it just turned out to be a rock in the dirt that had really nothing to do
not
with
just
it.
a pebble.
Yeah,
It's a rock.
it's a rock.
All right. So me and you, we revisited something last night.
Yes, we did.
We watched 2002's cinema masterpiece.
It was a sin of something.
Resident Evil 1, the movie. I felt like going back to this thing because we were talking about Resident Evil. 9's coming out. And I was like, this movie happened. And I remember back in the day, I was like, this isn't the mansion at all. But I mean, at the time, it seemed like kind of edgy and cool. Slipknot did a song on the soundtrack. Yeah, I feel as though it didn't age well.
No.
Everything happened so fast. Within like getting it to like the Red Queen, like which happened within like the first. I felt like the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
The entire
That's
squad's
real
dead
quick.
except for 3 people.
It
Like
happened so fast.
they all like I didn't realize how many people died in the laser room, and then it's just the nerdy computer guy, Rodriguez lady, and the one dude who ends up getting pulled into the hallway filled with zombies. The rest of them just like these original character people who are, it's all who's what because no one remembers anything apparently. Based on like
yeah, it's weird to have a special forces team that doesn't seem like they were actually trained to do anything.
no, because it really feels like they were going for if you ever played Operation Raccoon City, and the people specialized to kind of try to contain bioweapons and whatnot, but these people didn't know what the fuck was happening, and they
Right.
were just kind of like, oh, something bit me.
Something keeps biting me.
Yeah. Yeah, the special effects really didn't hold up.
No, but it is 2002, so
Yeah, I mean I won't hold that against it necessarily. It was just kind of seeing the liquor was kind of like, oh, that didn't look great.
no.
And this movie had very weird pacing. Everything happened super fast, but it felt at the same time like nothing was happening. And then the movie ends essentially, and then the movie starts back up again at the end of the movie, and we essentially do the beginning of the movie all over again.
Yeah.
With Mila Jovovich's character waking up and then going outside and then setting up for the second movie.
Yeah, waking up once again naked.
Yeah,
It's part of
I
a
guess
contract.
I'm surprised how well it did. But I guess that you were right. Around the early 2000s, zombie movies were like the thing,
Yeah.
and I think people were excited about a video game adaptation being, I guess, good-ish. I'm trying to think of what else besides like the Mario movie that was like terrible back in the day with the live action Plumber Brothers.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
I'm trying to think of any other like video game movies before this. Um,
Oh man, I feel like there's a bunch, but I can't remember what they are now.
because I don't think Silent Hill was after this, right?
Yeah, it was definitely after that.
With Sean Bean, the classic. Yeah, it was 2000 and the Silent Hill. Yeah, that was 2006. So that was after this one. I feel as though this was kind of like the successful one.
Oh, Tomb
Um,
Raider.
oh yeah, when was Tomb Raider? Was that that was early 2000s, wasn't it?
2000 or
Yeah,
2004, somewhere in there.
2001, Lara Croft Tomb Raider. So this was a year before. I thought that film was pretty good for being like a
Yeah, that one actually I thought was actually pretty good.
I might, well, now that I'm playing a specific game, I might go back and watch those two movies just to see what they're about. And there's a 2018 one that I guess came out with the reboot. Um, I didn't watch that one, so I might have to go back and visit those ones.
Oh, I
Um,
remember that movie.
I sure don't. Have you played the reboot Tomb
I
Raider movies?
I
Games? I'm sorry.
bel yes, I did.
Shadow of the Tomb Raiders and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a 2027 Tomb Raider film coming out with what's her face from the. She played like the Jean Grey in like the new X-Men stuff. I think.
Oh,
Weird choice. Um,
okay.
Interesting. Anyways, the Resident Evil movie, and it wasn't great. I kind of want to watch Apocalypse just to see how that is with Nemesis and Michael Epps with Golden DeGals set over there, and
I f- I
to
feel
see my
like it
favorite
would be
character.
I feel like it would be better than the first
Yeah,
one.
we're gonna see because I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna find out because hell, we're gonna go through the whole Resident Evil franchise.
Pray for us.
Pray for us. It's gonna be a thing. All right, the last thing before we go, because we've somehow stretched a podcast that I didn't think was gonna go anywhere almost to 3 hours.
We did talk about WoW for quite a while.
It was a WoW Power Hour. It was needed. We had a lot of Warcraft nostalgia. Um, the most recent episode of JJK happened, and it's the Zenin Clan massacre. All of my fears, Meshi, have been completely, what would you call it?
Wiped out.
Eradicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all my fears and stuff. Because the thing was, I saw her. I've only seen her design. I have some spoilers of stuff that happens. Um, but I saw Maki's design, and I was like, I hope she does some really cool stuff, and I hope she gets enough like screen time. Because I was scared that like, oh, a lot of it's gonna take place with Yuji and Megumi and Yuta and whatnot, and that still might be true. But we got a whole episode dedicated to the culmination of everything that's gone on with her character, and it was phenomenal. It
Yeah.
it hit every note that I needed and so much more without outright saying a lot of things, and that's what I needed. Um, Meshi, I've watched this episode. I'm pretty sure it's 4 times now, and one time it was at 0.25 speed, so I could take screenshots of my favorite frames like this one. And post it in my Discord because I just wanted to just remember these moments. How well animated this thing was. Um, everything. And I don't. It's one of those things too where JJK has referenced things like Ip Man, um, when Gojo beat up the guy with the black rope, um, like
Yeah.
one for one. there's a lot of stuff in JJK that like references like Evangelion with the one guy in the bathtub who like had like no skin or whatever. Um, makes a lot of reference. I like the Kill Bill reference for this moment. Um, and it wears its influences on its sleeve. Some people kind of have qualms with it and whatnot, but it's something that warmed my heart to see, and all the love that went into it with all the kills that happened. Um, but more than anything, I really enjoyed how um they approached her and Mai's relationship, and with all of the imagery and the symbolism that went into that moment with them. It Actually, it warmed my heart. I got everything I've ever needed from the season. Nothing else could happen, and I would be okay. It was that good for me that if literally the rest of it was mid to nothing, I would be perfectly okay because I got this beautifully shot and animated. Not only that were the action scenes wonderful, but the emotional storytelling and the symbolism that was shown was like, for a guy who's watched a lot of old kung fu, that when you go and you kind of reference, being perfectly prepared, like a goose with a reed in its mouth is perfectly prepared for a long journey, and you start like symbolizing that with the two sisters being one person, essentially their existence is side by side and whatnot,
Mhm.
and how that led to Maki's awakening finally as soon as Mai left this world. So her whole we watched a translation. I've been hearing people call it a heavenly restriction, but I thought we watched a translation that said a heavenly pact.
Um,
But
yeah,
that
I've
that
always
was
heard it as a heavenly restriction.
yeah. So, but that might have just been a translation thing that we saw at one point, or I might be thinking of something else. But just getting to see, and getting the little bit of backstory with Toji just really helped, just like fill in a little bit of the blanks without giving too much. And just to see Toji's approach to how he was treated in the same fashion as essentially Maki was, and his whole thing was just like, nah, fuck this, I'm just gonna leave, I don't fucking care that much. And how that led to his self-destructive behavior of just kind of going out and existing in the world in a kind of damaged state, and him just kind of chaotically walking through life and just being like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking kill people and get money and gamble because I don't have anything else really going for me. And then seeing her like just show back up, and you see those promises that she made early on, and how she was the black sheep at the time, and then just coming back in and just being like, all right, if I'm not gonna be head of the clan, I'm gonna just, all right, clean slate.
We're doing this.
Oh man, Japan doesn't like this episode, Meshi.
Interesting.
It's really funny. So Naoyo, the son of the old man Zenin,
Yeah.
he's like the fifth most popular character in Japan.
But he's only there for like it's not even there that long. He dead
Exact.
already.
Not yet, Meshi.
What?
Yeah, remember later on in the game. Well, anyways, we'll get to that.
I must not remember that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Tough
Um.
little bastard.
Yeah, he really is. But and it's just that one thing where, like, especially when it's very very traditional and whatnot, and he shows him walking out the hall when he's talking about Maki and how be like, ugh, if she would just learn her place and whatnot, and the fact that she can't learn to be, standing 3 steps behind a man or whatever, she deserves to be killed or whatever for it, or whatever the hell he says.
Yeah.
And her mom's walking behind him at that moment, and just having that moment as he's crawling back in after getting punched in the face with one of the funniest punches I've ever seen. Having her come in and stab him in the back from behind was
Oh, it was great.
oh, I've gotten everything that I've needed from JJK season 3, and I'm just happy to know that there's going to be more. Um, as I get to see them fight again, I hope it's cool and fun. And I love the amount of throat pulls that ended up happening. And the hilarious just like that went wrong with along with each single one as she kills all the members of the Hay in like just a single like just continuous like straight scene. The poor Earthbender guy really didn't get much time.
No,
He
did
got the
not.
clap and he was spinning and then he got caught midair and then this is
Oh man, that guy with the sword that like tried to fight her, like the head
oh yeah,
guy.
the head of the one unit or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And
he
then he
just
eats
kind
the
of
sword.
yeah to the back of the neck. It just happened all
Oh,
so quick.
oh, it's I all my fears are alleviated. I'm so happy. This season's amazing. I'm so excited for what next week. When did these episodes come out? Thursdays?
I honestly can't tell. I think it's Thursday.
Oh, I'm still riding a high off of it. No wonder I'm in such a goddamn good mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got everything I wanted, Meshi. I got to see my next favorite character do cool stuff, and that's all I needed.
Yeah, looking
And
forward
then,
to
oh
her
my god,
$600 statue.
yeah, it wasn't only just the cool action stuff; it's the amount of overwhelming symbolism that I got. That was just like, oh, more, please. There's so much that went into it, and I could go on and on about it. But it was just everything that I've needed from something got crammed into a 28-minute episode. And I'm like, oh, they made this just for me and put it in a nice little bow.
Yeah, they were thinking about you the whole time.
The whole time they were animating that and writing that out, and they're just like, that's how you deal with trauma.
Scum's gonna love this.
I'm animating this for Scum.
He was so depressed when he wrote us that letter. We have to do good.
And they did it just for me. You're welcome, internet. All right, that wraps up a podcast. Thanks for joining us. We had fun. If you made it to the end, comment. What's your favorite dessert, Meshi?
Apple pie.
Ooh, apple pie. Good choice. Better not have cheese on or I'll slap you.
No, fuck no.
You've seen that, right? Where the apple
yeah.
pie, they put the American cheese on top? No.
Yeah, for some weird reason, yeah.
Weirdos.
Yeah.
Hides a craft slice behind his back.
Good thing he didn't say melted cheese.
All right. Goodbye, internet. See y'all next week.
Goodbye.